Give him something in return in the midst of all the fun. What will you give to Jesus' love? What will you give to Jesus' love while your heads are bowed? You should give him your heart. That's the way to start on the giving. Yeah, yeah. Now and every day of the year, you should give him your heart. That's the way to start on the giving. Yeah, yeah. Now and every
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not dissing. I just want to leave you thinking. You got to change up your ways for this season. This is Skinny Banton talking, yes? Me sing. Well, it's Christmas time, but tell me, do you really know what it means? Joy to the world, the Lord has come that me and them as
Well, we're here now, we're live, and I just want to say good evening to our folks listening to us, wherever you are at this time, the nation station DBS Radio. Good evening to my good brother. We haven't been together for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks now. It's
2 Sundays.
2 Sundays to be exact.
Yes, I found myself, out there, trying to observe, the elections of various of our all the OECS countries, and to give my own bits and pieces, just go in there and analyze, what was actually happening on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw St. Vincent, we heard the results, we know of the results. The results for St. Lucia is coming.
Well, I looked at the elections in St. Vincent, but prior to the election, I had that sneaky feeling that Ralph was going to lose. His body language. I looked at him on videos, and when you look at human behavior over a period of time, when you study psychology, and you see the behaviors, and the utterances, watching different video clips and listening to the, some of the discussions that was coming out from St. Vincent, I just got that funny feeling that he would have lost the election, that was my feeling. There was something wasn't right. First of all, certain factors present themselves. I mean, and that's my. I look at the variables in political science. You may not be right. I'm not a pollster like Carl Stone or Peter Wickham, or Ian Boxell, or the Gala poll. There are certain indicators you look at, and then you can come to that conclusion that something wasn't right. There seemed to have been a mood for change.
You see, also looking for the mood for change, Hartley, there are things that you have to do and to ensure that in doing it, that you can get the end results. I felt that the Unity Labour Party, the ULP, while Ralph is the one who called the elections, I'm not so sure as to what their preparation was like in terms of getting into the mode of election. That is one. Two, I believe that the whole election process prior to the date of election was just too long. So Ralph burnt out himself, because you could have felt that from last year November thereabout, that we saw the move and the signs of an election. So when the Prime Minister always has the last say as to when. And so you would have seen quite a lot of movement giving indication that there was going to be an election. Now, what I have observed of Ralph is he likes to go to the end of the wire, which means he likes to continue his 5 term. He likes to go on to his 5 term. Oh, sorry, his 5 years of the term. And so Ralph is not on the, if you look at Ralph elections in the past, you don't see Ralph going for 4 years like what we saw Sanusha did, what Dominica has done, what Antigua has done, what St. Kitts has done, you know. And so even Barbados did their own in 3 years and some months when they won the last 30 seats. And so you have to understand the mood of the electors in determining when is the right time to call elections. So you don't give your opponent the equal chance to run with you, because you have the cake in your hand, and you should determine when you will eat the cake or when you will share the cake.
One can look at that argument, and one can look at it from an objective point of view. When observing elections around the Caribbean, United Workers called election 4.5 years. They called election before it was due. Now Ralph is a traditionalist apparently, who wants to go to the time. He wants to go to the end of the time that he has to serve. So he's a traditionalist, whereas when you look at other politicians and leaders around the Caribbean, they look at the timing. Timing is important. When is my best time? When do I have the political advantage? Or when do I have the political disadvantage? Because the Prime Minister has the right to call an election under the Constitution. And most of us inherit the Constitution from Britain, which gives the Prime Minister the right to call election when he feels. He can go up to the 5 years, he have an extension, or he can call it before time. So, and that was the situation. But I was looking at him. First of all, we have to look at St. Vincent in terms of St. Vincent is with Taiwan. St. Vincent has no CBI, right? And in terms of the economic projections of St. Vincent, in terms of economic growth, you have been looking at all the indicators. So those are factors that age too has an effect.
I'm not so sure.
For me,
I'm not so sure how much age is a great factor.
all right,
Because when I look at the slate of candidates of the New Democratic Party, the NDP, they too have an average age of 70.
right. How old is the leader?
The leader is about 72.
Okay.
Mr.
Goodwin Friday.
Mr. Goodwin Friday. So for me, age wasn't a matter, because those of us who are here in the region and who were not in St. Vincent would not understand that age wasn't a great issue in the campaign. What was the issue in the campaign?
Economics?
Economics was not even driving the campaign. What was really driving the campaign is that people felt that, as in St. Vincent, people felt that, especially 25-year-olds, that they felt the only person that they knew was Ralph Gonzalez. And so they wanted a change of leader to feel what another person is. That's what I got on the ground in
So
St. Vincent.
are you saying that then if they wanted a change in the leadership, they could have a change within the party itself, because the leader can decide that he's had too much and then he hands power to someone he feels may have the ability to do it.
That is so true, but sometimes within organizations, they would do their own internal surveys, and out of the surveys that they would do, the results sometimes would come to you showing different answers than that you're looking for. Because I know that during the period from October to the election date, that Ralph Gonsalves' name played an integral role in the shaping up of his political party, the ULP. Ralph's name meant quite a lot to the adult folks, especially the base of the ULP. Although in the last elections, that the ULP, the United Labour Party, the Unity Labour Party, did not get the popular votes.
Well, even within the results of the election, we noticed that the Labour Party captured almost more than 40% of the votes. Even in the loss, even if they got
in the loss they get over 40%,
40%
of the votes.
Of the votes.
There was some areas that you had some very strong candidates. What was good about, and I think that's where Ralph maybe would have made the error, in terms of changing of candidates, I think Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister of Dominica, has to be complimented for the bravery of many elections where he has taken the bull by the horn and changing of candidates. Yeah. So one of the scenarios that you can speak of is that Ralph could have made a number of changes. There were a number of candidates. I think to me, a bastion of Labour was one of the seats that Ralph Gonsalves' son ran, Camilo Gonsalves, and he lost. And I think he lost because he was running, I think, for the fourth election in the constituency. I think Ralph could have, even if he's a bastion, see Portsmouth. Roosevelt Skerrit has changed the candidates in the last election in Portsmouth. Pebush, bastion of Labour, Roosevelt Skerrit has changed, I think, 2 different candidates after Matthew Walters. When we look at Grand Bay, we have seen, death has caused changes.
Right, yeah.
But we have seen the lady Charles was changed, and Edward Regis was then placed in the bastion of Labour. So you have scenarios that and experiences that will determine some of the changes. So I believe that there are constituencies, I believe that this guy, Carlos, trying to remember his last name, he ran against Shallow,
yeah.
right? I think this guy should have changed. The first time he ran, I think he won by 12. The second time he ran, he won by 1. And this time around, he lost by over 300 votes.
Right.
So it speaks of the strength of a leader to make decisions. And I think when I look at the scenario in St. Vincent, it wasn't about economics.
Okay.
It wasn't about structures that have been built. It wasn't about jobs. So the issue, you were not hearing those issues on the ground. It was basically the bread and butter. That's what people were talking about.
Right, okay.
So when you're talking about, I build this and I build that, but what about the people, the connection,
Right.
And that's why I believe that every political organization, to include that of Dominica, that the politicians must not take the people for granted.
Right. Well, the thing about it, you can see that Ralph himself won. The thing about it is that every candidate within his own constituency must understand the dynamics of politics is that you have to have the capacity as well
Yes.
to do your work. It points to the fact that don't only rely on the leader to do your work for you.
No, but if all
So
fear,
I'm saying that.
no, but
that's my
that's a
objective.
good that's a
That's
good
my objective.
no, but that's a good point. But when you look at Camilo, who was then the Minister of Finance in St. Vincent, guy bright, his capacity is huge. He looks like he's very loving. But maybe what about the connection of the people?
But that's what I'm saying.
Right. So the connection isn't necessarily your capacity. It could be that your refusal of touching flesh.
Well, what I would call you service your constituency.
Yes.
In other words, you have a vehicle, you have to service it. Don't take the people for granted. Go out there. You don't always have to have money to give them, but the mere
Yes.
fact that you're touching them and that they're seeing you. In other words, you're servicing the constituency.
That's correct.
And the people see you in close contact with them. Political Science 101 tells you that. I mean, when you look at the politics within the Caribbean, people not only looking for to get some handout,
Yes.
but they still want to know that the leader or whoever it is that servicing the constituency is in close contact with them. So there are lessons to be learned.
So when I speak about changes, there's this guy. He's my good friend. We worked together as young people in the early days in Caribbean youth movement. Curtis King, he was the Minister of Education. And I felt Curtis was going through his third term. And I said that to Curtis, that they should have given the opportunity to another candidate. Fresh mind, fresh feet, one who, and it's a bastion of the constituency. I remember when I spoke to him, he felt that, like everybody else, that he was going to beat the new lady.
Right.
And I felt on the ground visiting that I was seeing a swing of about 3% in his constituency.
Right. But many of the observers, when we look at it, was thinking, and I was looking at some of the the discussions on it, that the election, how many, 15 since there were 14?
15.
Right. People felt that the party who won would have gotten at least 9 seats.
That's Ralph.
No,
whichever
Ralph,
party.
Whichever party. And the other party would get 6.
Yes.
But it shocked the political observers that there was such, what I would call almost a devastating, well, not almost a devastating defeat.
We can say 2 weeks ago, right? 2 weeks ago, to maybe 3 weeks ago, that you could have sensed that the election is going to be very tight.
Yeah, that's what people,
that's
what the pundit said.
Yeah, the election is going to be tight. 2-3 weeks ago. But in elections, 1 day, 1 hour, 1 minute
It's important.
is very important and can change the
dynamics.
scenario and change the dynamics of your position.
Right.
So while 2-3 weeks ago we saw the situation in St. Vincent looked very tight. And it looked very tight where some polls said that Ralph had 38% of the votes and Godwin Friday had 40% and 22% undecided.
Yeah.
And I remember we had that conversation on radio, and I said that 22% undecided, that is too very high.
Right.
That's not good for any political party, either in the opposition or in government.
But let me just tell you what the political analysts also said. Update version is that within that 22% undecided, many of them are Labour Party supporters, but they didn't go out to vote. The scenario could occur where people don't want to vote against their party, but they don't vote. They don't go to vote.
If you don't go to vote, you still vote against your party. That's what I just want to remind you.
But yeah.
If you don't vote,
right.
if you belong to a particular organization, to a particular grouping or a political organization, and you do not vote, you do not go out and vote,
Right.
it means that you are actually voting against your
party.
organization.
But in their head is that they're protesting against their party. They're not going to vote against their party.
You can protest.
But they're protesting by saying, we're not going to vote.
But when you don't vote, you cannot take part in the
in the
in
political
the
process.
political process.
Yeah.
So,
But that
so,
scenario can occur.
So that definitely does occur,
Right.
but that doesn't make it right.
Right.
And we must make people understand that when you abstain from the
vote.
poll, all right, you have no say
Right.
in the process of your country's development.
But look at the percentage. When you look, as you see, 40, 38 or whatever, and 22% was undecided.
Mm-hmm.
The fact is, when you measure, when they do the analysis,
Mm-hmm.
which will, we will get some more results as time goes on, as to whether it is that people in the party, the ruling party, did not go to vote.
Mm-hmm.
That is a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
That's a strong possibility. It's not that they do not like the party. It's just that they may feel that they're not getting served by the individual who is
The
in the
incumbent.
constituent.
The incumbent.
Right. And that when you look at it, every political party must draw to the attention of the representative of the constituency. Go and do your work.
It's important.
Do your political
Do
work.
not depend on projects, because projects, yes, it does help.
Yeah.
A project does help,
It does.
but what is the biggest help to any politician is the touching of the flesh.
And it's laid quite clearly, because I was and I saw recent events which I saw. I mean, we have to look at it where the psychology in politics is important. And that psychology teaches you about human behavior. When you do psychology, you have to understand how humans behave. So when you understand the nature of the behavior, then you put yourself in a position to be able to predict the behavior. So you have to have a projection of how they're behaving, what are they likely to do. So all this analysis is not only a matter of pumping money within a particular constituency, is the behavior of the people within there. You have to understand that.
I
Human
agree.
behavior critical.
I agree with you. I mean, constituents would observe
Right,
a particular pal rep
right.
behavior in your representation.
That's right.
And I've given you one term, you had a particular behavior. I give you a second term, that particular behavior that you had in the first term continues and given
Right.
even worsen.
And
I've given you a third term.
Right, and you know why we saw that? Even within the Dominican context, and nobody believed it. And we had a discussion about it before it happened. When we look at the Newtown constituency under Ambrose George and Joshua Francis, where he had won by almost 1,000 something votes, where you know the numbers.
942.
942. And for any individual to roll back 932 votes and win by by over 100 votes or thereabout, it's a what you call a political tsunami. So we have to pay attention to this.
So no one must think.
Take anything for granted.
No one must think by virtue of his popularity or the work that he has done that people will automatically re-elect you
That is
or,
right.
or appoint you
That's right.
to a position.
You can be appointed or disappointed.
You can be disappointed when you are appointed.
That's right.
And what prevents people from disappointing you
Right.
is when you are actually touching flesh.
That's right.
And not just touching flesh, keeping to promises, keeping to your words. When you can't do it, you have to tell people
Right.
that I can't do
Do
it.
it right.
People might think otherwise of you, but if I cannot do it, eventually in the polls it will show itself that the people can more trust you.
Right.
When you say, you know what, I really try to help you,
But
but I can't at this time.
here's the evaluation.
Yes.
Because when you do education, we have to do evaluation. Now the evaluating people who, in fact, when we do assessment of an individual within the education dynamics, we don't only ask the principal to measure you. We ask teachers to measure your performance as well, or the teachers and the students and the parents. So the assessment is based on the people. The people assess you. They evaluate your performance, and as a result of that, they go there and mark your papers. So you might be very disappointed that your paper may not be one that, which is what I call the mark for passing, and you're rejected. And so leaders around the Caribbean have always been telling the people on the ground, don't just rely on me. Go and do your work.
Yes.
It's very important and critical that you do that, because the political is not your father. One fellow would say, c'est pas jardin patate. It is not your father's estate. And in political science, you have to understand that your work, you need to do your work, and you need to do what you have to do if you want to remain relevant to the voters.
And for me, Ralph and the ULP started to show a decline. As I said to you, I went to one of my good friend, constituency. The Minister of Agriculture also is my very good friend. His name is Sabato Caesar. He too lost. He too was in a comfortable seat, and he too lost. But he was going into his fourth term.
Right.
And according to his words to me, is that the last term that he was in, he had to do so much more campaign compared to the other periods.
Right.
The other periods he would have done little campaign.
Right.
But the landscape of politics has changed, and he did not even recognize the fact that it was changing because he wasn't on the ground with people.
Right.
So when he did his survey, he's seeing that in his constituency, he has about 300 undecided voters. How are you going to approach them now?
How are you going to do it?
Yeah.
It's a continuous assessment, continuous work.
And the continuous assessment, as I always tell people, we talk about touching the flesh, we talk
Right.
about meeting people, is to have your constituency associations,
Right.
to have your youth arm, and to have the various apparatus of the party
Right.
functional,
Right.
your women organization. And if you cannot have those things functional, that is smelling for disaster.
Right.
Whether you are in government or you're not in government.
Right. And the leadership, a lot of them sometimes get offended, but sometimes the leader has to tell you how it is, you know.
Oh yes.
Call you in and let you know. To one of my friends, maybe even use the 4-letter word and let you know, what are you doing? Because basically, you're running all over the place. You're not doing your homework. You're not assessing. You're not doing anything.
And it's not fair to no political leader.
And the leader have stress because you're not doing your work.
Yes.
So very important that we, you know,
And Ralph at his age is not able to do what he used to do before.
Right.
To go to so many meetings in the night,
Yeah.
and to visit people one-on-one,
Right.
you know, and to have discussion with the necessary people that he needs to have discussions
Right.
with.
And the time comes when the leader himself must evaluate himself.
Oh yes.
And there is a time when he has to say, I think it's time for me to leave.
I think also too.
Do you think that at some point in time, leaders themselves must reach
Oh,
to the
oh,
point
every-
where they say, well, look,
No, every
I've served my time, I done what I had to do, and my time is up, and I should transfer to another.
you
So there
see-
should be a smooth transition from one to the next.
You see, in politics,
Succession plan, we call that.
in politics, you must know the time.
You must know the time.
You have to get the signal of the time.
Right.
And if you cannot get the signal of the time, it means that you are not evaluating yourself properly.
Right.
And so many of our leaders sometimes don't analyze.
Right.
And because they don't analyze, they don't know what their true value is.
Right.
But to know that, you must be on the ground.
Right.
You know, you must be able to remember names of people. You must be able to remember the things that you have promised people.
Right.
You must be able to remember things that
you
you ought to do to ensure that constituencies remain
in
alive.
other words, you have your list, your priority list that you always put on the table, and you do what you have to
I want
do.
to hear what that person wants to say.
Yeah.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening, Cecil. Good evening, Mr. Adam.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, this is Tony.
Hey, Tony, how are you?
I'm good. And that's what I called on Kyrie FM earlier on. And that topic you all had, that's what I was trying to make them understand. Because you see, like, everybody is living for the head of government, like the prime minister, to do everything for them. It is not a bed of roses. You understand? You have to work hard. You in your constituency, as you said, flesh and flesh with your people in your constituency. Talk to them. Make them see that you deal with them. Even though they would have a game of domino. You know, you come and sit down with them. You play a couple games with them. You know, some people, some of them will exchange ideas with you. But some of our ministers from eternity, they have their jacket and tie. And it's like as if you put them in, they do not care about you. But that topic you are bringing up there is a very good topic, 100% topic. And I love it. I love it a lot, and you can continue. Let our people know this is just a warning for us. We have to take warning in that Dominican, because there are people for you, people against you, and people not for you. And then people with decision, they don't know if it's to go left, if it's to go right. So that is why I love the topic. That's why I call and I listen to the topic. I had an operation, day before yesterday.
I wish you the
all
best.
the best. Tony, get well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I am trying, I am listening, because you see, when it comes to politics, especially we are talking good. Mr. Adams is talking good. And that is the message. If you realize, after PM, the Prime Minister congratulated Mr. Dr. Friday, he said a little message for them, if they can understand, they will understand English. Because he did tell a message for them, and when they were questioning him, he told them as it is. Because you have to be with your people. The Prime Minister has his work to do. The Minister of Finance has his work to do. You, the other ministers, come out here, do what you have to do. Let our thing go to. Right now, tomorrow is another election again in St. Lucia. Right?
Right, yeah,
Tomorrow
you're correct.
election, yes. Tomorrow is, I'm following you. Tomorrow is election in
Lucia.
St. Lucia. And then it's like, if two Labour Party government go on one day and the other, that brings what to us? That's going to bring what to us?
Every country has a different landscape, so we have political landscape.
Yes,
so that
yes,
I'm not prepared to discuss that.
Right.
I won't discuss that part at all. Because every country,
I am not saying
every country has.
We are human beings.
No, I
We
understand
are
that. No,
human beings.
I understand
Yes,
that. I understand that because I can also say, in the period that the present administration in Dominica has been around, many countries have fallen. Many governments, governments have fallen.
Changed, yeah.
Or have changed.
They are following.
Right.
Following.
They have changed,
Yes.
and Dominica maintained.
Right.
So Antigua
Yes.
changed on two occasions.
Right.
Dominica elections was next, and Dominica maintained. St. Kitts has changed twice, and the Labour Party has maintained. St. Lucia has changed three times,
yeah.
and the Labour Party has maintained.
Yes.
So I'm saying it's about the landscape, the political landscape, and what is required to ensure that you remain.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm most welcome.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So we have to look also at some of the negatives during the election of St. Vincent. In every election, take it or leave it, I know here some people cry foul when you invite foreign artists to your shows to entertain your constituents. The New Democratic Party every other week had an artist. We saw some of the reggae artists in the campaign, both on Ralph's stage and on Friday's stage. So for me, I've never made that an issue. That entertainment aspect, cultural exchange, is not an issue. Is giving support to a party. And if I have a consciousness to a particular party and I have a talent, why can't I not give that talent to that organization? So I don't think that that's supposed to be an issue.
But let us just broaden a bit. I follow the international politics as well, and I followed recently the United States election where Trump won. There are many donors, fellas like Elon Musk and other billionaires made significant contribution to the campaign. I never heard Elon Musk disclose the amount that he gave.
No.
And there are many Jewish lobbyists in Israel and those in the United States who finance campaigns. I never hear anybody quarrel.
We know of companies.
We know of big companies.
Big companies that sponsor.
That sponsor and finance the campaign. So whilst we are talking about democracy in small island states, when we look at our next door neighbor or northern neighbors, something else is happening. But many persons like to project us to the United States. Look at the United States, but you see what they do. So we have to understand that as well.
We know when Obama won, he said to you how much people that sponsored his campaign.
Right.
When you hear about volunteers, these volunteers are paid.
They're paid.
You know, and it's not from the party, it's actually
From donors.
From donors.
Right.
So I tell people that I don't argue that point. It's what the donors are able to do when you win the election.
That's right.
So for instance, Ralph called foul because he felt that his neighboring friend, or not friend, neighboring political organization in the person of Kamala Prasad started the process of yellow is a code. And he felt that that Kamala Prasad, through some other bigger donors, maybe enough of us, donated quite a lot to the campaign to help in the process of his campaign.
Okay.
We heard him, I do not know what the facts are, but I heard him myself making claim that the Chinese would have donate, or he didn't say the Chinese, he said the Chinese businesses would have, he didn't say the government, he said the Chinese businessmen would have donated to the National Democratic Party. Ralph did not tell us
Who it was.
who the individuals were.
Right.
I too believe that Ralph would have gotten his donors.
Yeah. Everybody get their
He
donors.
would have had his donors
Yeah, everybody get their
donating funds to his campaign.
campaign.
You cannot tell me that you're in power for 25 years,
And you have not
24 years,
and you have not developed
and you have developed any
your
international friends.
Right.
Not your base, but international friends that would want
to support you
you
and maintain you
and
in
to
power.
maintain you in power.
Oh, yeah.
And so those things would happen.
Things happen.
So to some people they say it is negative. To some of us we figure out that this is the dynamics of politics. As a matter of fact, in every political season, we have seen, let's talk about Dominica, we have seen political organizations getting support from some kind of donors.
Right.
Under the Freedom Party, it was in our heads that the United States under Reagan gave them some monies after the Grenada invasion. That was a popular talk as to whether that was factual.
Yeah, it was factual.
I'm not saying whether it was factual or not.
No, it was.
But it was said.
It was a fact.
Okay.
And the reason why we know it was a fact, and he was never sued for it, we know it's a fact. Bob Woodward,
said that in his book.
he wrote it in his book as to after the Grenada Revolution, the overthrow of in Grenada, that money was given to the Prime Minister at the time for the purpose of assisting. And nobody took Bob Woodward to court.
Right.
Okay, if he was making that allegation of such of magnitude, he could have been sued.
And we would have seen also too, even some of the national businesses or businessmen in Dominica would have assisted in the political campaign of the then government.
They all do.
I don't think all did.
Well,
Most.
Most of them.
Yeah, most.
They support one party or the next.
Yes.
And we know that for a fact. We're not blind to it. It happens in political. When you study political science, you understand that's what takes place. Because obviously, people want to have influence.
And not only that, finance plays an integral role
in
politics.
politics.
In politics.
We
no
have-
matter which part of the world you are.
You can't run politics.
Finance
on
play
water.
because those days, the things that you see, even when in the early days,
Mm-hmm.
when we were not talking about collars and T-shirts,
Right.
and we were not talking about branding and marketing, and advertising,
Right.
people still spent
And
money.
we have to be. Let's just,
Bosses had to be paid.
let me just tell you something. When you go as a politician and you go to a rum shop,
You have
or
to
go-
spend.
or you go to a bar,
You have to spend.
Fellas here
In those days.
in Kapuku, they're telling you, boss, you're making anything, man. You know what I mean? You can't go in a campaign with your pocket half empty. You got to have something. A fella want a beer, a fella want a drink, somebody wants something. Because most of them would say, boy, you know something, boy, bird. After them campaign, fellas do remember us,
That's right.
Fellas get elected and they forget us. So basically, within the psychology, their psychology, within the Caribbean politics, people always want to know what is there first.
You see, and it is
And it's a fact.
It's
You can't run away from it.
It's important to note, we heard, for instance, in 1990 election, a new party was around, and we understood that the businessmen helped also in the funding of the organization.
Yeah, they help in the
We
organization.
know that there were 2 or so free people who were in business
Right.
that would have helped in propelling
Right.
finance to get the party to where it
Over
wanted
the
to
line.
be. Yeah, and so we also saw it in 1995. That's not to say that the Labour Party itself did not
get-
have
it-
its friends funding.
The fact is that every political organization must have their war chest.
Yes.
And we describe it in politics. You must have your finance. You cannot just expect to just go through the politics as though you're preacher preaching. And you're talking ideology. There has to be something there in terms of extending, as you pointed out, in terms of your bosses, in terms of your team. Remember, one organization is on the record. We're not calling names because it's not a political thing we're having. We're just having an open discussion. One guy said, boss, you know something? We need it, We need it for the T-shirts, boy. We need it for the bosses. We need it. Things are tough with us. That is why we need it. So see if you can bring it for us.
Because if you're
It's
talking
on the
about
record.
if you're talking about campaigning, you have to move constituencies from one location
That's
to
right.
another. You have T-shirts and you cannot tell your supporters. Sometimes many of them are not members, so they are not putting funds into the organization. So they are supporters,
Right.
and many a times numbers tend to determine how people can sway, and so you have to purchase T-shirts.
Right.
So you can get a donor, yes.
Right, yeah.
You have to pay for transportation.
Right.
The probability that people have the private vehicle that you have to give fuel.
Yes.
The probability that someone's sister is sick and you have to help in the process of
Making
of
them better.
the medicals.
Right.
So,
Right.
so
All
com-
this is in it.
so in the budgeting and sometimes when I hear other politicians complain of spending largesse in a campaign, it's frightening because we know and Dominicans are aware of a clip that moved about of people who had intentions, if they get into power, who had intentions that if I am
Elected.
that we are able to do this and that
That
for
for
you based on what you are giving us.
But basically, you made the point here in terms of people during elections. You need to have a certain level of finance, and so you may be able to raise it internally among party colleagues, or you may have to raise it from external sources, that's the variable, and we can't run away.
So let's go back to St. Vincent. So bringing that scenario to St. Vincent, yes, I am of the view and of the opinion that both parties had financiers, whether they were local,
Right.
regional, or international.
Yeah.
They all would have had.
Right.
They all would have gotten support from some group of people,
Right.
or organizations. And so I don't complain about, it's how you manage your campaign.
Your campaign, yeah.
So I believe in messaging. You should not have a campaign where you have, let's say, 5-6 people talking, and let us say we're talking about social security, and we're talking on the same issue of social security, but do not have the same hymnal.
Right.
That's where problems are.
We cannot. We have to understand, and I will leave it for them. I will not go into deep details with that. But you must have a political strategy.
Right.
If you're going to war, you must know when you must advance, how fast you must advance, or whether you must advance slowly. Because advancing too fast may be to your disadvantage.
Yes.
And moving too slow can be also a disadvantage to you. So you have to understand the dynamics of the ground on which you're traveling. And so it is very important that let's pay attention. But I must send a message there quickly. As you indicated earlier on, the dynamics change within each island. So don't believe that because it happened in St. Vincent, it may happen in St. Lucia, or it may happen in Dominica, or it may happen in Grenada. The dynamics are different within the different Caribbean islands. They all have their own political culture.
So for me, when I looked at the St. Vincent elections, I think the message of Ralph Gonsalves and his party got lost. So finance in any of the party wasn't for me an issue. I think is the management of the message that got lost, because I listened to a number of the messages of Ralph Gonsalves and his party. Someone wants to speak to us. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, I'm good evening. I'm listening, and I kind of disagree with a few things you guys saying. For instance,
go ahead,
bringing in a artist. Yeah, I mean, if you're in power, my brother, you're a reigning party, right? If you're doing right by the people, you're wrong. When it comes to election, you're not supposed to be crying or begging for you to give you one more chance, or to bring in outside entertainers, spend all that money to try to influence people. You should be, as you say, you should be on ground. You're wrong, touching people, as Tony say, playing dominoes, cooking a broth. So when election come, you don't have to spend that magnitude of money people expect to get re-elected, because you're already doing the right thing.
So that's why.
So
that's why, caller. That's why I said, caller, that I don't believe that the influence of entertainment removed the people's decision as to where they vote. Okay. I'm very clear about that.
He was clear.
I'm very clear about that. So it's bringing in an artist doesn't help you to get votes. You bring in a popular artist, people will go and see the artist if they do not know. It doesn't matter what side of the fence. We have seen that everywhere.
Yeah, but you know that's what they're doing though.
What's that?
It's just not entertainment. They're doing that to think they could
influence?
as you say, cure their people.
No. They're doing this to attract. So sometimes when you go to a church, right? Let's put it to let's go to a church.
You have a preacher.
You are Catholic. You are Catholic, and you go to the Catholic church. All you hear and everybody singing together, and then the priest speaking. But you go to 7 days, and you hear some specials. That's what they call them, special. And you see the church service totally different and gets you excited. A great possibility that you want to remain with that church. And you have to understand the psyche of the politics. Right. So they're doing this, yes, for the intention, if it is done well, that you will come back to them. Right. If it is done badly, they will say, well, what nonsense these guys bring me to the... Right. So you have to understand the psychic of that thing.
But let me answer.
You understand, caller?
The caller knows very well. Hang on, caller.
Yes.
You understand a word they call conversion. If you go to the church, if you go to the church, they have an altar call, for conversion.
Right.
Know, they want to convert you. They don't know you're in church already, but you go there already. There's a process of conversion.
And the conversion would be before the artist comes and sing.
Yes.
That they will tell you what they believe in.
Man.
So that's the conversion and you might decide when you go there. I'm not
going there again.
No.
I am going back again.
Conversion, man.
So you have to understand the dynamics of politics. And not just politics, many things.
But that is, well, honest to you, my take that is very, very poor, because I saw a clip of Ralph Gonzalez was almost crying for the people
we're
to
coming
give
to
him
that.
One more chance. Hold on.
We're coming to that.
One more chance when you've been poor for 25 years.
Right.
My brother, if I'm in I run in a country and I'm there for 25 years, death, if only death can take me there. You know why? I would take all the people you're wrong, as you say, and have my associates on ground, touching the hands of the people, and it's only death would take me out there.
Right.
I should have never get swept like that, 14-1 after 25 years. You have to be doing something wrong, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right.
Yeah.
He's excited, but let me just respond to him that way. It's the messaging. As I said earlier on, your body language, people read into it. The level of confidence that you are. Because when a lot of people say, because when they send it on the Facebook and all their media platforms, you hear what they say. Mr. Ben there so long, and look at the man there begging, crying. So the messaging is important.
So you remember I said that one day can change the landscape.
You said that.
1 hour can change the landscape.
Mm-hmm.
One meeting can change the
That's
landscape.
correct.
The last week can change the landscape. And I think outside of what Ralph would have done for St. Vincent, that last week,
I think that's where he lost
last week,
he lost it
on
there.
that last moment,
He lost it there.
he actually, do I use the word lost?
His messaging
His messages,
not good. His body
his
language.
message was poor.
Very poor.
In the sense that, as I said earlier on, that the campaign was so long that they were overlapping,
They burnt out.
or they were not, or they were repeating things that they would have said and would have said it in different ways.
Right.
You know, and so Ralph, in the last week, we realized that quite a number of mistakes were being made.
Okay.
One was when he spoke of Dr. Friday, and indicating that Dr. Friday, if he wins the election, the next day he will contest it because he cannot be elected as a parliamentarian. And so for me, that was desperation. For me, it was desperation. And when I saw that, I asked myself questions. And I told myself that Ralph would have gotten the last survey to indicate where his party was. And I believe that
He panicked.
I believe that his campaign team were not bright enough to be able to articulate the correct message for the last week. And if they would have seen the results of that, because I think that message of Ralph, when you heard the column it mentioned of crying to the people and to tell them, come back home, Labour is your family, blah, 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 blah. That message can be said, or it should have been said weeks and weeks ago. And to tell people that as politicians, we have failed you. We have failed you. Mm-hmm. And so, because we have failed you, we are calling upon you to forgive us. Give us that one last try to prove otherwise in terms of the development of our people.
My taking on that, when you're general, you never let your enemy know you won't lead.
Never, you should never.
You lead you lead your troops to the battle full of confidence. You do not message that body language.
Yes.
You're the general, you're leading your troops into battle, and you have to understand that the men depend on you to show a sign of so even if things are not within the structure as you expect it to be, but you're the general, and the final message is yours.
Cold feet.
So don't get cold
Cold feet in the last few days.
You panic.
Last few days, Ralph and his party panic.
They panicked.
And,
I saw it.
And you cannot find yourself. Unlike Friday, he had nothing to lose.
He has everything to gain.
He has everything to gain because it is not Friday that is losing. It is the party in power that is actually losing.
You don't panic. But the messaging, because I watched many of the comments in terms of the panic. And that resonated. And you have to be careful.
Yes.
But so much for that, Seth.
And even in his concession speech, I would not grade it very high.
Because this fella Friday saying, and I hope that they're listening, I hope I'm not right in what I'm saying. So I hear Friday say he wouldn't mind going with the CBI.
No. Friday has said that already.
Friday
is very clear.
I can remember Gonzalez said he's not selling, and many Dominicans say, hear what Gonzalez say. He ain't going to sell birthright, CBI. But to me, and you can help me to understand it clearly, Ceci, is Friday planning to gain CBI now?
I'm not going to get into Friday's.
But what are you hearing?
I'm not going to get into Friday's foreign affairs policies.
But what are you hearing outside there? You must be hearing something.
And I'm not going to make it my business. when Friday comes, he'll develop his own own foreign affairs policies.
But I'll tell you why I say that, because I heard Gonzalez say, don't worry, me gonna wait to see where they go sell our birthrights. Me go wait because me waiting. And as do I hear Friday say he want to go to China.
No, I'm saying to you that Friday now is the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There's no more time for the politics. I think what has to happen now, as Camilo Gonzalez and Sabato Caesar said, that they are willing and ready to work, even if they lost the elections, but they are ready to work with the government. And I like their concession speech. They did not say anything contrary. They congratulated the people who ran against them. They complimented the people for voting who they wanted.
That's right.
And they make it the point that the voice of the people is the voice of God. And so they will not sit on the side, but they will continue in the quest of the development of the country.
St. Vincent,
So that we have another 5 years to look at the works of Mr. Friday, Godwin's Friday. I think he will develop his team during the week. I think he was inaugurated yesterday, Friday.
He was
Friday morning. He was inaugurated. I saw a past Prime Minister of St. Vincent was also there with him in his inauguration. And we can only wish him well because he's now part of the CARICOM. And he's now part of the OECS.
Right.
So whether people tend to think that our ideology or the ideology of the Labour Party is different from that of Mr. Friday, at the end of the day, when they sit together at CARICOM
meetings
and at OECS meetings and maybe on international forums, they would have to take a common understanding of the development of the people of the Caribbean and the Caribbean landscape.
By the way, let me find out. Do we know the senators? Have he picked the senators?
He hasn't.
He has two senators, not two senators.
Yes, but I have no knowledge as to
who he's
going to have as ministers and the position that they're going to have. We'll get that this week for sure.
Right.
And who he's going to have as his ministers,
Right. And now, Cecil, just drifting. We look forward now to tomorrow.
Yes.
To St. Lucia.
Yes.
Any word before we go to the next topic?
I happen to have been in St. Vincent last week at that time.
Right.
And in St. Lucia, sorry. And St. Lucia, as I said earlier on, is a different landscape.
Right. So we'll see what Chasney will do. Chasney?
Chasney.
Yeah.
Chasney is running in Miku's south. it has always been a long-standing constituency for the United Workers' Party in St. Lucia.
Okay.
But we have also seen the Miku North in the previous election, also a long-standing constituency for the United Workers' Party. We saw it was lost the last elections. We have seen another strong area where Guy Joseph ran. I think that is East Central Castries. Joachim Henry ran the last time and won that seat. It was a long outstanding seat of the United Workers' Party. We have seen a change in that seat to a young lady by the name of Lisa. I'm trying to remember what's her last name. Young, bright, energetic. I think she's involved in marketing, doing a good job in terms of her campaign. Also, too, there is another young guy that I'm seeing who ran the last election, Wayne Girard. He too young, into getting into his second term. Chasney, from what I saw in Miku South, there is a big challenge with a doctor. I'm not so sure of her name, trying to remember, but she's doing a lot of inroads in the constituency. That constituency has been held by the United Workers' Party, and with all respect to the old man, John Compton, he has been able to get the East very solid, because there was bananas in those days. He got the East and some parts of the
Banana
South,
belt. Mm-hmm.
Banana Belt.
Mm-hmm.
A very, very, I would say it, very entrenched with the United Workers' Party. But what I have seen, I've seen quite a lot of work done by Philippe J. Pierre, and the kind of respect that the people have for him and the acceptance of him based on the changes that he has created while being in government. We would have seen in 2006 after this guy, former Prime Minister,
Which one of them?
2006, Kenny
Anthony.
Kenny Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
When Kenny lost, he thought that he was going to win. Again, it's important to note when it is the best time to call election, and he waited for when and then lost. So you saw from 2006, the St. Lucian people, every 5 years or every election cycle, they have changed a political organization and put a new government. So 2006 was one, 2011, 2010 was another, 2015 was another, 2020
Okay.
was another. So you had labor, you had workers, then you come labor, then you come workers, and then you come labor, which was in 2020. And from what I'm seeing, that the Labour Party in St. Lucia is going to have a victory. Like in St. Vincent, I saw, as I said, while in St. Vincent, between a 2%, 2%, 3%
Yeah.
sway on the national front at the time I was there. I saw that movement. I saw the exit polls was showing quite a lot of in and back and forth. St. Lucia has been constant. And has been constant not only with just the exit polls, but it has been constant with the increasing numbers of the Labour Party of St. Lucia winning the general election.
Okay, let me ask you. I have not been seeing, because I knew there were pollsters within the Caribbean, like Peter Wickham and other political pollsters. Have we seen anything from? Did we see anything from the pollsters from St. Lucia or St. Vincent? Have we seen anything for St. Lucia from the pollsters? Were there any polls conducted?
Polls were conducted in St. Vincent for sure. A few polls were conducted, and the polls that we would have seen in St. Vincent, basically every week a poll was coming out and was given different shifts.
Okay.
And the pollsters were almost on it.
Almost accurate.
Yeah, they were almost accurate. And when you look at the St. Vincent scenario, I would say that we saw a 5% shift.
Okay.
From the electors. In St. Lucia,
What are we seeing?
there are 17 seats, and the probability exists. Well, I should say the Labour Party has 15 candidates. They did not run 17. They left the 2 independent candidates unattended. So they are not sending any candidates or candidate to either of the constituency in which Stevenson King, who worked within the Labour Party at the last government, and Frederick, who himself an independent candidate, has been winning as an independent candidate for many terms, and worked within the government of Mr. J. Pierre. So J. Pierre and the Labour Party felt that it was not important again to have these men
Contested.
to be contested
Against them.
So he has decided that he'll run 15. And the probability exists where the 15 seats that Mr. J. Pierre has placed, I'm on record, that he can win the 15 seats.
Well, let's wait. How many you give the UWP?
And if I am saying 15 and there are 17 and the 2 independents are likely to win, it's almost uncertain whether the United Workers' Party will win a seat. I think they're dependent on the leader, the political leader, and I think the entire Caribbean is going to be glued to the television or the radio tomorrow.
Yes.
In terms of the results of the St. Lucia elections.
Well, they will be glued because it's very interesting. Politics and elections within the Caribbean space has always been followed closely, but more so in recent times. So everybody, because you hear them saying, and you hear, and we can say it openly, as you pass around the street, you're hearing them say, yellow is the trend.
No, yellow is a code.
It's a code.
Yellow is a code.
You're not hearing blue.
In St. Lucia, it says no. In St. Lucia, the phrase is red. No, red is the mood.
And why? What was in St. Vincent? Yellow is the code.
And in St. Vincent was yellow is the code.
Wait, Papa. Well, let's wait and see.
So the mood is red. No, in St. Lucia, it's called the mood is red, and yellow is the code. In St. Vincent was yellow is the code.
Okay, good.
All right, and the same code same phrase is being used in St. Lucia,
Right.
and it makes me to believe that that code came from the same sponsors or the same source, if you want to use that word,
Right.
of the Godwin Fridays sponsorship or individuals.
All right.
And so it is very mindful to the incumbents of the Labour Party to take note of that, and I think they have taken note of that in terms of the spending. Yes, Chasney is a wealthy man. He's a very wealthy man. He came from a wealthy family. Chasney doesn't need politics to really survive.
Okay.
He was a former minister of tourism. He has a reputation on the line in terms of winning this election as the leader of his party, or winning his seat
Right.
as the candidate and leader of his party. And if that doesn't happen, most likely I can see Chasney resigning from party politics.
Well, the Caribbean, we wait. We wait to see what happens tomorrow. We've seen the results a couple of days ago, and now we wait to see what happens tomorrow.
And I want people to understand that the scenario in St. Vincent and St. Lucia, two different
Well,
scenarios. The politics, the focus politics in St. Lucia was different, or is different from that of
Each
St.
island
Vincent.
has their own.
The issues in St. Vincent are not the issues in St. Lucia.
They're different.
So people who are of the view that the Ralph Unity Labour Party has lost to a yellow party, and the people in, let's say, Antigua, people in Dominica,
All around.
people in Grenada, who believe that based on what happened in St. Vincent
will occur.
will occur. That's not how politics.
That's not how
That's how politics run. Politics don't run that.
So let's wait and see tomorrow. Let me just shift a little gear, with your permission. I would like to just shift gears quickly as to the situation, just briefly, not for long, before we go to our main topic, in terms of the situation in Venezuela. That no-fly zone. What you see? What you make of that?
I think Donald Trump. You remember before I used to talk well about Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump.
Is it oil or is it drugs?
Donald Trump doesn't understand international politics, much less to understand international territories. And we have to understand that many government in the United States, we saw Bush did it, we saw Reagan did it, to a certain extent we saw Clinton did it, where they have their reserves in the United States and they believe that they'll keep their reserves for another 100 years and they'll exploit other countries by invading them and to have access to their resources. We are seeing what is happening in Guyana with Exxon.
We know.
We know. So it's not a matter of invasion. It's a matter of a company has...
An American company.
An American company, I can say, has invaded the wealth of a country in the Caribbean. And what we are seeing with Venezuela, oil-rich country, being placed under pressure by the United States, trying to have sanctions and of that type to be placed on Venezuela. They have tried on a few occasions, even from the time of Chavez, to say that they're not a legit government. Right. We can say, and we will see, that the world has recognized Maduro as the president of Venezuela. And it is time that we tell the United States that they are wrong and that what you're trying to do with Caracas, Venezuela, it is not right to the people of Venezuela.
Let me throw something to you, and we could probably move to the other topic. But basically, when I looked at international discussion on it, China gets about 7 to 10% of the oil from Venezuela.
From Venezuela, that's correct.
Right, okay.
And the United States gets about almost 45% of its oil from Venezuela.
And the United States get 35%
of the oil from Venezuela.
Venezuela.
People must know that, eh?
Right.
People must understand that when people think that the United States has no interest,
they're buying oil from Venezuela.
They're buying oil from Venezuela.
35%.
The people must know that.
Right. So we have to be educated. 35% of American oil is coming from Venezuela. Between 5 and 8% of China's oil is coming from Venezuela. And I think that the Russians also have interest in oil in Venezuela, because Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world. You must understand that.
Yes.
So, and which has not been tapped.
Yes.
So we have to look at it. And people
look at the closeness of Venezuela and Guyana. So that tells you something.
Yeah. So basically, the international discussion is that, and you listen to all the fellas discussing it, in terms, is it more than piracy?
It's piracy and above.
You describe it.
you and that is important. And I think the leaders of CARICOM need to sit together and to deal with the issue of deal with Kamala Prasad. Because I look at Kamala Prasad as the Donald Trump of the United States. Kamala Prasad is the Donald Trump, sorry, of the Caribbean. And that is telling. If we listen to her narratives in terms of trade, it's almost the same like that of Donald Trump. And that is worrying.
Has she broken away from CARICOM?
She hasn't broken away from CARICOM.
Because they would have had a position.
She hasn't broken away from CARICOM, but she is the one of the persons that are very much in line to what the United States is willing to do to Venezuela. We have not heard any words yet from the Grenada Prime Minister, with reason.
But I think they moved. I think they moved the radar into Tobago. You know, from the latest side I was reading
But
before I came here.
But I've not heard any concrete.
No.
Right.
Intelligence.
Right.
Has said that the radar they were planning to put in Grenada has moved to Tobago. And that's the latest.
And there are some developments that is actually happening in Tobago.
That's what's happening.
Some political. This young Adventist guy is creating waves.
Okay.
Inside of Trinidad of Tobago.
Mm-hmm.
I think, to be quite honest, people expected much more from Kifuroli, former Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. I think he would have disappointed, and so his party lost the elections. I think he did not do it right. He left politics, or he left the political arena 3 months before actual elections.
Okay.
and left his comrade, fighting in the wilderness. But that is politics.
That's politics.
Yeah,
so let's pay attention to Trinidad. So we're going to watch and see what's taking place, because very interesting. Because basically, it would be very interesting because the Caribbean has a lot of interest.
I think when the Caribbean has to tell the United States that we have been a zone of peace. We have never been a zone of war.
No.
Even when the scenario of Maurice Bishop, I think in 83, the Caribbean still did not sense that we were a zone of war. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Even when in the 60s that the United States threatened to take Freddie Monroe doctrine, the Caribbean still didn't feel that they were a zone of war. And now, when you have allies like China, Russia, give support to Venezuela, maybe the United States, maybe some of its allies in Europe may just join, who knows. It may bring some level of fear into the Caribbean people. And so we have to...
Carefully, we have to watch it. The Caribbean is very interesting for us to follow. Because it's very interesting. Because where we are, we have to follow every day because we see new development. I believe it's probably to a blockade. Will they break the blockade? We don't know. With other countries, we don't know. We have to pay attention to it. So we have to pay attention.
Blockade.
So
we just have to look.
We have to look.
Because I'm not seeing that Venezuela is going to create just a blockade to Venezuela. And Venezuela is part of the Caribbean basin.
That's right.
And the Caribbean progressive leaders, I'm using the word, progressive leaders.
Right.
So I cannot see the Caribbean progressive leaders not coming together, say what may, but the Prime Minister of Jamaica, I can see him taking the same stance that St. Kitts
Well,
would take,
they would have to
that Antigua would take,
take, right. They would have
that
to have a
Dominica
position.
would take,
They would have a
that St.
position.
Lucia would take.
They would have to have a position.
So that's why I think it is, and that is why, and that is why the importance of the United States giving support to the yellow parties. I don't think your brain has gone that far.
no man says so.
Oh no.
My brain.
I spoke of the progressive parties,
Right.
and I'm saying, not too long from now, you are going to hear Friday speak like Kamala Prasad. Mark my words. Mark my words.
Well, let us.
My brother, mark my words.
Let us say that we have seen that at play. We have seen the playbook, and I was just reading quite a few things. We've seen the playbook before. The playbook regime change.
Oh, regime change.
That playbook has occurred within the Caribbean basin. We can't be naive to it.
And as I'm saying to you, so when a president can move a ministry from defense to the Ministry of War, don't let anything pass you. And that is why I'm telling you that I have no problem with people sponsoring people, but you must understand the genesis of that sponsor. And I'm telling you also too, it will not be not long from now that Friday has to be baptized in that circumstance that is now existing between the United States and
The wider Caribbean.
and the United States and Venezuela.
But let's wait and see.
And I'm saying that every one of us are aware that Kamala Prasad already is in support of Donald Trump on the issue. Kamala Prasad was very much involved, and I'm using the word involved loosely, but very much an advisor. I would like to say a party was very much an advisor to the Fridays party. So I'm not seeing them with different ideology.
Okay.
So mark my words.
Leave the verdict there.
All right, leave the verdict there.
So in terms of our Christmas thing, what's happening?
Oh yes, let's talk a little bit about Christmas. Brain. Christmas, we all know is a great time, and I think we can go back a bit and talk about Christmas of long ago, and as we go on incrementally, we can talk about Christmas of now. So let's start with you. Tell me about Christmas of long ago.
Well, Cecil, basically, I can remember growing up as a little boy, I always looked forward to Christmas time. And one of the reasons why I did that was simply because I looked at Christmas as a time when I would be, getting my toy. Either my car, which I would go and get by CB, or my gun, which would be my capsule gun by CB as well, my cock gun by another store in Lakou, and my plastic bullet gun by the other store, and also my bomb, which right now you cannot purchase now. It's illegal. We would go and get our bomb and would bust it on the wall. I remember that bomb was in a little bag, which I'd go to buy, and we would bust that on the wall, and then we would go to get our bandits. Now, that bandit was something else, where you just go light it, crack it on a match, and you'd throw it. Then we'd get my starlight, which I'd throw up in the air hole in my hand. These were some of the things I would be looking forward to having. My packet of starlight, my bandits, my capsule gun. No, that's another thing. I don't know how many people remember that capsule gun, where we had a roll of capsule and we burst our capsule. So we're looking forward to 2 days before Christmas, on Christmas Eve, to go and do our shopping. So we normally used to save our money in a cash tin, which was really a tin or a box which we built to put our little 10 cents or little 5 cents, your penny, and you're looking forward to Christmas Eve. or just before that to check to see how much money you had. And you were looking for your parents now to give you money to go and shop. We all looked forward to that. Or even before that, we went window shopping. Your parents took you around and all the nice stores. They had they had the toys, and so you're passing around to ensure that you start to identify what toy you wanted. Because on that Christmas day, we're going to play cowboy. Or 2 days after, we're playing cowboy. Before gone, bombs bursting. Also, Cecil, we had the rockets. You know what I'm talking about? We put that in a bottle. And also, every little boy that I knew, well, not really us, but our brothers, would have their bamboo. They go and cut the bamboo, get some salt, they have their kerosene, so you're going to burst canoe. So you go there, boom, boom, all night. Fellas bursting their canoe. I'm not hearing that anymore.
You see, growing up as a boy to Hatley, a lot of what you are saying, I actually lived it. One of the things that you come from the country, parents from the country, it was mandatory of us to get to the country. Those days they call it country. They wasn't saying urban, we call it country. So you come Roseau and country. And before Christmas, independence wasn't as it is now. It's National Day, and after National Day, by the 15th, 20th of November, people start to put their things out there to be sold. And you find that at that time, apple. So before you go country, you're still at school, going to school, primary school, high school. You also have that beautiful apple that most of our vendors would get from Guadeloupe. I can't recall if we would have seen the apple in my growing up in the supermarkets. I think the place that I used to see more was by Baron, Frank Baron's store on
Right,
Cock Street.
Cock Street.
You used to see a lot of apples, but you used to see a lot of vendors with their trays, with their yellow apple. And the apple had a particular smell from a distance. Everybody wanted to buy the apple. At the time, it was 50 cents one apple. 50 cents. And these people in November would have been preparing us. But by the first week in December, as a matter of fact, before you go into the first week of December,
Yes.
you see people starting to scrub their flooring,
The house,
the houses.
right?
You hear people talk about, I have to change my curtain, I have to change
Boy,
my carpet.
I have a problem. No. So, in fact, no matter how much curtains you have at your home, I don't know whether you experience it. Your lady always one curtain, you know.
My brother.
Boy,
My brother.
Cecil, my brother. Even if they have curtain last year, curtain the year before, curtain.
No, you must.
Why do they always want curtain like that?
In those days growing up, although you are sleeping on the floor, you have carpet, but your mother would have been in a sub. She would have taken her hand for Christmas, and she buying her curtains.
That's a must.
It's a must.
Must, man.
So-
I can't get away.
Well, I remembered my mother making her own curtains. She was buying her cloth, and she was making her own curtains, doing her own measurements and so on and so on. So every Christmas, and curtains must be changed every night of the 24th.
That's right.
So I do not know what.
But you're right.
Yes.
It's still there.
Every night of the 24th, curtains had to be changed.
Must be changed.
So that is one aspect of it. Also, too, before we get into going to the country, you would put from the 1st of January, or let's say the last day of January, you start to put your money in your piggy bank.
Piggy bank. Yeah.
That's what you call it? Piggy bank.
Well, we call it the cash tin.
No, I used to call it cash tin. You call it?
Yeah,
I
either
think-
it's a box,
Yeah.
either a Milo tin, a big tin, or a
wooden-
Nesprit
right.
tin.
So the Nesprit was big,
Big, yeah.
and you take in a thing and you
Or the
cut
cow
in-
and gate tin.
Yeah, you cut in the middle,
The middle, yeah.
and you put in your 25 cents, your 5 cents. Well, those days there was no dollar
Your
coin.
No dollar coin.
So it's 50 cents,
25 cents.
25 cents, 5 cents,
Five
penny,
penny,
halfpenny, 10 cents.
Right,
I
that's
used to put
correct.
that. Every time your mother send you and do a shopping, you would take the change. Sometimes she'd ask you for the change, so you put in it.
In the tin,
You have to monitor her. If she should ask you, you just put in it in the cash
tin,
tin. So when the 25th comes, you break in that thing. Everybody have their own tin, eh?
Yeah, everybody have their tin.
And later on, I think there were people like Muzi and so on,
Put in your cash
were
box.
making boxes,
Yeah.
small wooden boxes.
Boxes, yeah.
That would take more. So when the time comes, you take in that hammer and you break in that box with that little nail, and you check in your money on
Checking your money.
the
Floor
on the floor on the 25th.
on the 23rd, yeah.
The night of the 25th, around 7 o'clock, all children burst in their thing, and so on. That was another part of it. Also, too, they used to buy. Help me, I never know the name. I just know decoration. They used to buy this frill.
Yeah, man, the decoration.
How do they call that?
It was in paper. We had two types. One where you just stretch it out. It's in paper.
Yes.
Like a decoration. And you have another one where you have a thing like as though you swear it's a thing like a bell.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it opens.
Yes.
You have it closed up and you open it.
Right.
And you hang it
Like kite paper.
in your fitaikai.
Yeah, you're correct.
Your
So,
fitaikai.
so you're finding that in early December, like the 10th, because the Catholic Church had a period, the person called it crepe paper.
The crepe paper.
Someone
The
told me it's
person's
crepe
right.
paper.
Crepe paper.
All right? And in those days, the Catholic Church said that there was Christmas songs and Christmas carols, I think, yeah. Songs and carols. So the Christmas songs would begin on the 5th of December, and you could play a Christmas carol. Anybody that's a Catholic can correct me.
You're correct.
Yeah. So the Christmas songs had to be played from the 5th of December. I do not know if they still practicing that.
Well, I heard them today. I
So
heard them today in church singing a lot of Christmas songs.
Christmas songs or Christmas carols?
Well, it's carols and songs right now, they don't have a difference, you know.
I
songs
always
and
try to find out
carols.
what was the difference, you know.
Songs and carols, I hear them blasting that today in church. man.
So your parents would buy very early the Christmas streams,
Yes.
the Christmas streams. Some of them had some nice color, like almost like plastic. They would be used.
Yes.
And
They
make
stretch
it-
that out.
stretch that out, and buying your Christmas lights and your Christmas tree.
And your balloons.
And I can't remember balloons.
Yeah, balloons, boy. My mother enjoy. We had a blue balloons, man. I used to enjoy that.
I
Just
can't remember- I can't
blowing the
remember balloons.
balloons to tie. We blow that and we tie that with back twine.
Yes.
Or with thread
Yes.
to hang in our house.
And well, someone said you're correct. So we used to have balloons. I just can't remember.
Yeah,
the
man. We had
balloons.
those balloons. We had the long ones.
And
like
then
budget
and then by the 5th you start to put your Christmas decoration. You get in a spot for you to put your Christmas tree, Christmas lights, and we put on our Christmas lights from about 6:30, 7 o'clock, on and off, on and off, on and off. That's the only time Domla could make plenty money from a lot of people. Because they would have their Christmas lights.
Yeah.
So some person would have trees, have the Christmas light on their trees, and also have it on your trees and have it hanging around the house.
Right.
So some homes would have running lights. Some would have it on and off. Some of them would have it straight. And so you find that cleaning up the house was a major thing. I don't know for you.
Well, no, let me just on the Christmas tree would be your little bells.
Yes.
Little bells.
They have names calling them. Somebody was helping with the
little
names.
bells. You have little thing like bells. Nice little, some of them purple, some of them red, some of them green. So you hang that on your Christmas tree as well. And also your Christmas cards.
Don't forget, as you're saying that, in those days they used to have a little, the plastic thing used to blow with the Santa Claus.
Yeah, man, you blow that
So,
with a little whistle.
Yeah, and you had the Santa Claus.
Right.
Sometimes you put it on the tree,
On the tree.
you put it under the tree, or sometimes you hang it in the middle of the house.
Yeah, that's right.
So some of us may forget that. So I
Right,
just want to remind us. Yeah, go ahead.
Right. So you would have that, but some of them would even get something like white, as though it's snow. But we were something else, Snow not falling in Dominica, but your Christmas tree have a
yes.
kind of white
Yes.
kind of thing.
Flaky things, man.
Flaky thing, man.
Yeah, like snow.
Like you have your Christmas tree,
yeah.
snow, man. Snow come and meet you Christmas time. So that was very interesting.
And what is so exciting about this thing, Before the whole, as from November comes in, children start to get excited in Roseau.
What about the country?
So hold on, before we go to the country, in Roseau, we used to have something called window shopping.
That's right.
So at 7 o'clock, people eat their supper, daddy at home, mommy always in the house. So we are going to do window shopping. And some of us so excited that we're deciding what we want for Christmas. But daddy and mommy, they're here in you, they don't write you. That's just your wish list. I don't know if you ever had that experience.
Oh yes, I used to come to the window. A place I always loved to go? I went to Bata. Oh, that was by the bay.
Mm-hmm.
For me to look.
We should say we're Japanese at this
We're
time.
Japanese.
Right.
For me to look to see what type of shoes, because I need to have a shoes for my Christmas.
Yes.
Which is when you go to Christmas Mass. Right? And then also you passing by CB there and Red Store.
Yes.
To look and see what kind of toys that they have there, because
And Baron.
by Baron you've seen all them lovely cars.
Mm-hmm.
Man, those things working by batteries wasn't.
Yes.
You're pushing that. When you push your vehicle, your car, because you had a little engine in it, and then the time came when you had batteries, Cecil.
Yes.
And I was looking forward to my battery power, but it was not remote like they have now.
But it's strange you're saying that in reference to the toys that you had to use with battery. Then in growing up, we realized that girls themselves had their dolls. And there came a time where they placed batteries in dolls, and dolls were talking.
Yes.
And dolls were walking.
And crying.
And crying. I wonder if the girls out there can remember that.
Yeah, you're crying.
You
I hear them crying. They put their clothes on them. They're crying. Their eyes moving up and down. Blue, eh?
Yes, blue eyes.
Yeah.
And later after, they start to give us black dolls.
Black dolls. But the dolls before was a white doll with white hair,
Yes.
So that was it. Some of them had the small doll.
Yes.
But those who could afford had a big doll, man.
And the big doll used to sit in a case.
In a case, right.
And the plastic top.
And the boy.
You can see that doll. When Christmas is ended, you have to put that doll up in a corner.
That's right.
Up in a corner.
That's right.
So during the year, if you want to play, when you have to play, your mother will say to you when to play with that doll.
That's correct.
But
the doll had some nice white shoes. Little shoes.
Yes. Yes, I remember. And panties.
And panties, right.
Yes.
And kang.
And kang.
And
most of the dolls were kang, eh?
Yeah.
The dresses were kang. You check?
Cecil, have you ever? But before, it's very important to remember, the women used kang.
Yes, in those days.
A kind of thing that had the dress opening out.
Yeah. No, we spoke about window shopping. We can tell people where a lot of the window shopping was happening. So, Asta fans, for instance, we lived in Fields Lane.
Mm-hmm.
So our parents would take us up by the police station there. Remember, the police station was next to Asta fans,
Still
adjacent to Asta fans. No, it is still there, but the main office, the charge office, was on King George
King
Street.
George Street,
Yeah, adjacent to Asta fans. Where the gate is,
That's right.
That's where the office, that's where the charge office was. So we started by Asta fans. Asta fans in those days had a lot of mannequin, and the showcase closer to the now big entrance. They used to have the mannequin there and the advertising things and so on. The next showcase would have shirts, shoes. The next showcase would have had your toys.
Your toys.
And you excited, mommy, daddy, buy for me. You was there. So on that side, you had Asta fans. And you're walking down, continue walking down. And then, strange but true, you had to make some kind of zigzag and all kind of movement inside of Roseau. Then you go in by Paris Williams. You remember Paris Williams?
Yeah, man.
So a lot of people do not know that Paris Williams, where Shine Union is at present.
That's right.
That's where Paris Williams had his big supermarket. A lot of people forgot that, or may not even be aware
That existed.
that Paris Williams had a store there. Right on next side of opposite Paris Williams building, you had Singer. You remember that?
I remember Singer.
And then a little lower down from Singer, you had Kentucky Fried Chicken. So you're going to do your
window shopping.
your window shopping. But at that time, our parents cannot afford to bring us a Kentucky Fried Chicken.
No, because I mean, come on, you have to have money, you know, Cecil. But for us now, if we can't get our Kentucky Fried Chicken, for us in my time, we go by Miss Poonie.
Well, for
me to have my milkshake and my squash.
Well, Miss Poonie was on the same place, well, higher up from Paris.
That's right.
Paris Williams. Miss Poonie is where the Astafans, Connie Astafans, Sharon Astafans
That's right.
live in. The building where there's a small, I think, catering place, I think it is.
That's right.
I've been there for a long time. Or a barber shop might be there now, I'm not so sure. That's where Miss Poonie was, next to R.A. Frampton. So you had R.A. Frampton, Miss Poonie. So for persons who might be wondering where Miss Poonie was. But for people like me, maybe you could have afforded your bigger, so your parents could have given you extra change, or you would have been working maybe, and you would have been able to go by Miss Poonie. But for people like me, I had to go on Kings Lane. Where in Kings Lane?
Kings Lane, let me see.
I don't
You
tell
get
you.
your bread and bunjao?
Nah, man. On Kings Lane, we used to have Pee-wee.
Oh, yes.
We're Albert.
We're Albert.
We used to call him Albert Pee-wee.
Albert Pee-wee.
What was Albert's surname?
Boy, I never really got to know him.
Someone have to help us with that.
I used to call him Albert Peltier.
Well, I used to call him
Pee-wee.
Albert Pee-wee.
Peltier.
Everybody used to call him Albert Pee-wee. And what was it? Hold on. I got myself confused a little bit, and that's correct. We said Miss Poonie.
Miss Poonie would be
on Ken Avenue.
Cannon Avenue,
Yes.
where that fella, what's his name now? The fella with the big hands. He used to have a place where you go and play pools.
You're talking about
inside there.
Yes, you're talking about.
No, I remember.
He's a Charles. He was a Charles.
What do you call him now? Wallix.
Wallix. Yeah, Wallix was. That's correct.
In that area.
Yeah. Someone said Albert's name was Albert Peltier.
Albert
You
Peltier.
think so?
Yeah,
Albert Peltier?
We used to call him Albert Pee-wee Peltier.
So hold on. So Pee-wee name was Gonzalez. Right, so it was Gonzalez.
So we made it short. We call him Pee-wee. When I met him, I say Albert Pee-wee Peltier.
Well, I knew, I always, as boy growing up, is Albert Pee-wee.
Okay.
I know nothing about Peltier. I know only his surname. So yes. So so people like you could go by Miss Poonie. Let's see what someone has to tell us. Let's say that one person. Good evening to you, caller. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Yes.
His name was Albert Theodore.
Albert Theodore.
Albert Theodore?
Yes, Albert Theodore. Albert Theodore.
I believe Tony, because Tony was his neighbor.
His neighbor, yes.
Yes, because remember when Albert had the carnival group, we used to sing "Who Designed for You," and used to say Albert Theodore.
Right,
Yes.
He used to build carnival costumes as well.
Yeah.
Cecil, you don't remember, Fidel? Fidel was the bomber.
We call him my Fidel, and by Ting Mother, what's his name? Madesh Mother. We come in there for Christmas.
Right.
Yeah, we come in there.
Fidel and Madesh Jose.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And before we had this big supermarket, we had more local people with their little tray, and they used to have their thing, and they used to be like Mr. Roy. Mr. Roy had his showcase, that's where, and that is the medicinal man for animals, Mr. What's his name? Opposite the Muslim. Close to
Me talking about Ambrose?
Mr. Ambrose. There was a store to Mr. Ruiz,
Yes.
so
Yes.
Marie and Mr. Ruiz.
Yeah.
And there were all kinds of toys in the showcase. These are the places that had showcases.
Mm-hmm.
You had the raffles
Mm-hmm.
that showcases the toys and all nice clothes, cowboy hats, all kind of things. You had on the other side of the raffles. All these places were showcases. People, children were going there and buying opposite. At that time, Mr. Peewee had that restaurants opposite here, the churches there, opposite the church inside there. What's the name? What Island Rest? They have a restaurant.
Yeah. I know what you're talking
Right.
about. That
Right.
little hotel.
Here, everybody used to come by there, and their ham sandwich, their egg sandwich, their milkshake on Christmas time. It's like, Christmas before was Christmas. Christmas now is something different. In the time of Mapuni, Mazabu, these people that was coming out from Barbados. These were the people that were bringing in capsule gun, water gun, bandits, all kind of things. And the smaller vendors used to go and buy from them and have trades from Mary Joseph say by Mary Karam to go right up. All kind of trades. People were selling toys. People used to do all kinds of things. I myself used to go and buy things, nice enamel bowls by Astafans, and come down and stay by Fedel, opposite Fedel there. That's where I was selling. Put our trade there and sell toys, sell dolls. At that time, we didn't have the new market. We had the old market. That was the ranks, was the middle of roads by the big clock. That is where most things used to be happening.
Mm-hmm.
People buying and reselling.
Yes.
Christmas people was lovely.
Yes.
Very, very lovely. It's like when you night 24th, you shop, you do everything, and then you go and sleep. When you get up Christmas Day, you put on a new carpet. Your mother put those chairs she used to get by Mr. Nasif that Mark welcome. Can you remember these chairs?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, oh, sure.
Oh, and then that was it. That was it. In the morning, started the Christmas morning, the shopping morning, you clean up. And then your mother will give you a little change, and then you go and shop. And while you shopping, your mother fixing her house. And then you could say all what you buy. Apple, your grapes, Shady Biscuit. At that time, Shady Biscuit wasn't in plastic. It was in a big tin. We had light Shady Biscuit. We had love cookies. Those were the days. When you remember this Christmas, then you have to say it was Christmas. Bakes and across selling left, right, and center. It's like,
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
then.
thanks.
Very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. And what Tony is saying is quite true. That Christmas of before, that's what we can say, was really good. One person says to me, in my days, was C.G. Philip, where the Royal Bank used to be. So where the Royal Bank used to be, they used to have C.G. Philip, so that person would have gone there. The Red Store, Fedil, Baron, and CB's.
Yeah, Baron had toys too.
And you know, when our parents did this window shopping for us, it was as part of the celebration of Christmas.
Oh yeah, we're getting ready.
Getting ready. So you're right. In doing this window shopping, you know, you have to carry some monies with them to buy the 10 cents. Those days we're not buying creamsicle. That was too expensive.
Yeah, you buy the popsicle.
Popsicle was simpler to buy, maybe 10 cents or one.
5 cents I bought my own.
Right,
5 cents for
right. And then there are other stores that we would have gone by and to look at things in the business place.
Right. Red Store, we went upstairs. The Red Store had an upstairs. They also sold toys below, but most of the beautiful toys, like your capsule gone, your water gone, your plastic gone, your car.
Well, I would have gotten my own from Baron. So you're a little bit older than I am. So we would buy our capsule gun and so on. Sometimes, most times, I shouldn't say not sometimes, most times we would buy them in the trays, the vendors in Roseau.
Vendors, right.
So capsule, I don't know, all of a sudden it got banned, I think, in 80 somebody. They banned capsule and they banned the capsule gun.
And we also had a gun
yeah.
that was firing plastic bullets.
Yes.
That you
when that sting you.
Not that one, not the one that's bursting and making noise. It's your gun, but you put the plastic like as though you're putting bullets, real bullets in your gun. But you put the bullets through the barrel. So as you click, the barrel spins and it fires.
It's almost like a rifle.
Right.
It's almost like a rifle. But those are the capsule guns like a 45.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a 45.
And we had
it had some of them. It had
like
some of
Winchester.
them. No, it had some of them that had, you know the bottle tops.
Yes.
They used to have some of the guns like that, you know, with the bullets like that of the bottle tops, the wine bottle tops.
Yes.
You know, and when you let that go, pow, it doesn't go a powder.
Powder.
You know, and I remember that. And as I was saying, the places that we could get our toys.
Did you ever get a double gun and holster?
No.
So you have your holster with your bullets all around.
My brother, my mother didn't try in that plenty money to give me all that. When they buy, most time when they buy a water gun for you, you have to satisfy.
Well, we look forward to that. That was prestige. When you're coming down with your boy playing cowboy, you have your double gun and holster, your left and right, and you bottle that around. And you big man, you know. Fellas respecting you.
And the beauty of Christmas Day for us. When people talk about Christmas Day, it is shopping day, you know.
Shopping day, yeah.
I mean, let me tell you, the amount of noise you're hearing in Roseau, my brother, with gunshots.
And you don't sleep that night, eh?
Sleep. Gunshots, starlights, bandits. I'm sure someone's going to give me some more.
Right. But not only that, the reason why you're not... Capsule. And the reason why you're not sleeping, pigs going to ball for their life.
Well, in our area in Roseau, we didn't hear pigs would ball.
Oh boy, in Goodwill, pigs.
That's when we went to country.
Pigs would ball on Christmas Eve. They're going to ball.
Yeah.
Christmas and midnight.
But you had capsule, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I had my pack.
So we should buy. You have to buy get in packs.
Yeah, man. I had my plastic.
You had your cock gun.
I had my cock gun with my cocks. I had a box of cocks.
Yeah,
which I got from Guadeloupe.
Well, let me tell you, them Frenchmen not easy, you know. We should get all of that in Guadeloupe.
Well, all you go in the right vehicle, all you just going across Marigal, you know.
Right, we said telling the Frenchmen they're not easy. And especially if you have family in those countries, in those Guadeloupe and Martinique, you must get that.
You must get your...
You know?
That's where we used to get... I used to get mine from Carmen. Desmond Calais mother.
On Fields Lane.
Well, no, she lived in Stibber Street at the time.
Oh,
she had a house.
Yeah.
But her sister lived in Finsley as well.
She used to live on Stibber Street...
where they have
not far from your home.
Where they have the Spanish.
Yeah, where the Spanish bar is now.
Like upstairs.
Yeah, upstairs there. That's where they. But they used to be living in
her sister Marie.
Her sister Marie used to be living on Fields.
Right, with Foley.
Yeah, right, Foley.
Right across.
We used to say Matt Foley.
Matt Foley.
That's what we
the mother used to be going to Guadeloupe as well.
Right.
So we're going up there and get some of that stuff as well.
So we got a lot of those things. For the girls, they used to buy the jumping jacks. They used to buy the
rope.
There's a thing they used to put in their leg to do hopscotch.
Well, yes. I forgot the name.
Someone can help us with that name.
And they also had the hula whoop.
Hula hoop, that's the name. Hula hoop.
You have that.
You know, I know. Well, hula hoop and the hotchkotch was different. They used to have hula hoop. And believe you me, those days were beautiful days.
Beautiful days.
I mean, living in the yard, living in the kuwe. How many of you all, as children, comparing your toys
Oh, yes.
the next day? Because remember, you can't open your toys on the 24th. You have to open your toys on the 25th. For persons who want to call,
Cecil.
you hold on. For persons who want to call, they can call 1-800-327 1-800-327. I'll call it again. 1-800-327. That's if you have a landline. If you have a mobile, you can call 448-3284. 448-3284. 448-3284. If you're overseas, you can call a toll-free number. It is 305-432-9744. So it's 305-432-9744. You can call if you're overseas to get us. You can also call 448-3281. 448-3281. Or you can also call 448-3279. 448-3279. Yes.
Well, I wouldn't wait until Christmas Day. I start using my gun immediately. I can't wait.
Someone wants to say something to us. Good evening to you, caller.
Yes, Cecil.
Mm-hmm.
The thing the young girls used to put in their leg and playing was a footsie. Used to
Yeah,
call
the
it
footsie. Footsie.
Footsie.
Right.
Thank you. Footsie.
Right.
Yeah. Footsie.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
you
but
put it in your foot and you jump in and you spin in and you jump in, you spin in. Then the girls used to have jacks. Jacks with almost and you say and you have the bumping ball.
That's right.
And you, right. Then you could, when you talk about the dolls, they used to have some kind of a big doll that used to say, "Hold my hand, I'll walk with you."
Wow.
That is the doll, the big dolls. I used to
Yes.
sell all those dolls there.
Well, what the doll would say?
Hold my hand and walk
Hold my
with you.
hand, I'll walk with you.
And stretching
It
and Tony
was
just,
written.
and Tony just stretching his hand like a robot, right?
Yes. And then it was written on the doll, "Hold my hand, my left hand, I'll walk with you."
Wow.
And from the time you hold it, and it was walking with you. It was those were the days. Those were the days of children. You know, children used to really have these things and playing. And then the gun you're talking about, like the bush, the buckle covers, is a cock gun. You used to call them cock gun.
Right.
So cock gun. You had so many sets of gun. You know, you had cock gun, you had capsule gun, you had water gun. You had long range, those long range, you know,
Winchesters, yeah.
Winchester, right? At that time, we were not using those big words. It's long range, you know, it's simple words. Then it had another thing they used to have, like the, what you call it, jumping on the sidewalk. This is a kind of a band.
Oh, a kind of band that you just take it and send it and it
Right.
jump in.
Jump in.
Jump in and yeah, it's jump in.
Yes.
Yes, and then more you run, more you run, more chasing
You
you.
might one day.
Yes.
All those things, there,
Mhm.
you know, I know those things because why I used to sell them.
Did you sell did you ever sell the bomb where you have to hit it on the wall? The one in the bag?
Of course, I used to sell the bomb. I used to sell bandits. Police used to weigh me like a rat when you say I was selling. They used to come several items and not to come all together. Send one and buy. Because when they come all together, those police just suspect.
Mm-hmm.
Those police just suspect.
Mm-hmm.
And when they want to teach you, they just take it a bandit and they just send it in your tree.
Yes. Thanks, man, Tony.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, they send the bandit in your tree and you have to what if you
Run in.
but you run.
Yeah, you run in.
Yeah,
Those were the
boy.
days,
Those were
man.
the
Those
days.
were the days.
Yeah, I tell
Those
you.
were the days.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, all right then.
The program is interesting.
Thank you.
Let's
Thank you.
continue.
No. Someone said that that as a child we used to call the thing starlight. You know,
Starlight, I call it.
starlight. So everybody
Hold your starlight.
hold your starlight and
We had the small one and
yeah,
we had
and
the long one, the
right.
big one.
So someone says that they went to the US and they went to a store and they're asking for starlight. The person asking them, what is that? And the person said they call it sparklers.
Okay.
So in the States they have a different name,
Name for you.
but we call them starlights.
Did
You know?
you ever send them? Boy, fellas was afraid. People was afraid. Very Willie Kai Mousa. Hatli uka boy starlight. Si starlight la tombe a son kai boa. C'est difficile, sir. Boy, your mother. Because fellas sending that, you know. And sometimes that's still lighting that fall on the house.
You know anything about monkey on a stick?
Yes. The monkey on a stick was a thing like Pinocchio. You have it.
And you pull it up and down.
You pull it up and
Up
down.
and
Jump.
down.
It
Mo-
jump. It moving
yeah,
up and
pull
down.
it up
I
and
had
down.
one.
You had one.
What by that going up and down?
Monkey on a stick.
I bought one, boy.
Those days we're not even seeing that.
Yeah, you pull that and that going up and down, boy.
Mm-hmm.
I had one I bought fella riding a bicycle. He going on the bicycle and you have it
Yes.
going.
Oh, yes, I
and he
remember that.
riding the bicycle.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, I remember that
Yeah,
one.
man.
For sure I saw that.
Yeah.
You know? Monkey on a stick.
Stick. I had one.
Yes.
I had that one.
And we have to try to tell the children about those things.
Yes.
That's the value of the Lakou.
Lakou, because you don't have that anymore.
No. I mean, today, guys, I do not know how they enjoy Christmas.
And we had another one that when you put your finger
Oh, yes,
and you pull it.
Yeah.
So we hold you.
Your finger sticking inside that.
That one came from
and you
God.
can cry how you want. That was coming from Guadeloupe. You can cry
Guadeloupe.
how you want. There's another one that is like a whistle. And you used to blow it to go up and down.
Oh, yeah. And
I'm
something
trying to remember the name of that one. Somebody can help me with that.
when you blow it, it
Yeah.
goes out, and when you
yeah.
think it comes back.
Yeah, you blow it, it goes out, and and then you pull it back in. It's every child, boy and girl, used to have that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, boy and girl used to have that.
We had that.
And mothers would buy clothes and so on for you. Yes, you know.
And those of us who couldn't afford, we also had to improvise. That is, we used to make one triangle, we have thread, and we make a thing, and we make one triangle, two triangles.
As a matter of fact, we used to do
triangle.
that. We used to do that at school. You know, do boats, fan. You know, I wonder if the schools are still doing that up to today.
No.
You know, because remember we used to get fans. You remember they used to have these colorful fans.
Right.
I'm seeing that it have a particular smell, a smell of Christmas. That you have those fans, and you just when you move in, you run in the fit, and you just see it turning.
Oh, the windmill, we have it.
Windmill,
We have it,
yeah.
and we run with
windmill,
it.
yeah,
And we make it too.
yeah, and sometimes you see that on motor vehicles.
Yeah.
Motor vehicles are during the Christmas time. Guys used to buy that and put on their vehicles,
Put on as they try.
and you see that was beautiful.
Beautiful.
You know?
Not only that, Cecil, those of us who couldn't afford, that's where the Lakou come in. To have a toy, we had our sadding tins.
Yes.
We made our own little cars.
Yes.
And
we can describe what it was. With the satin tin, we cut the top. Sometimes they don't always remove the entire top.
yeah.
So some of them that are not that remain, we would create like a windshield
That's right.
for the
little thing.
for the little cart, and then we would take bottle tops. We have to remember it's bottle tops that we
Yeah.
used to use, with cocoa.
Cocoa and pass it.
So you're passing the cocoa through, and you put in the bottle tops. Let's take a caller. Yes, that person wants to speak to us. Good evening to you, caller. Good
Yes,
evening.
yes. But I'm not hearing people calling. What happened? Are they forgetting about Christmas in long time ago?
Some of them can't remember.
Some of them we can remember. Some of them we helping
How they
them.
cannot remember? That you could remember once my father had given how much I was a beating when you see Julian Boggs. My father was afraid of a rubber snake.
Yes.
And I
Oh
couldn't remember.
yes.
I couldn't
Yes.
remember if it was Conga or one of it that he had beat. And we put a rubber snake in the house for the man. And the man just said, how many did you do? The man said, how many days and you know him already, and he's going to do what he's going to do with people, and he's going to do this. And then Robert, I mean, come on, people should remember.
Yes.
In time of our young time, Mamili, Mr. Philip, man, Mammy needs to go down by the thing and sell float. You forget it,
Yes,
man.
yes. Float was the in
After
thing.
all,
Float was the in
man.
thing.
Come
eh?
on,
Yeah, man, the
Float
float.
was the in thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Float was drinking it from gas on a Saturday. That is the time of before Christmas. Everybody going by the market and carry back for people. They give you a little dollar, a little this. We are Dominicans. We have our good time. Why they are forgetting that?
The float. That's correct.
The float, of
Yes,
course.
of
course.
Drinking float and rough cake.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
That man that used to be making the black pudding there. Drink fed from Point Michel.
You're right.
That man used to be selling black pudding from Point Michel coming down. In the afternoon, night time, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, when everything finished, you will not buy Boboy Marco, your big mass teeth, with your cheese and butter, pot, fish,
Your
what
sausage.
Boboy have everything, sausage, ginger, beer,
Yeah,
sauce,
so real.
Ding dong. Come on, people. What happened to Dominicans? Why they cannot back off?
They forget it.
Forget it.
I think you'll force them to call man Tony. Thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling.
Yes.
But another
yeah,
good.
but no, we were talking earlier on about the whistle. It's the whistle in English, but they used to call it the souffle.
The souffle.
They used to call it souffle in Creole. All people call it souffle, and the English, the actualists call it the whistle.
Now, on Christmas Day as well, there were musical instruments. Not only did I buy a gun, I buy the guitar.
Yes.
And there was, for instance,
Don't
whistles.
Don't make people think as it's a real
No.
guitar, yeah.
The guitar with cat guts.
Cat guts, right.
So you buy your guitar and you cherish that, man.
Yeah.
You practice to play little songs on
Yes.
that. Yeah,
And drums too, little drums.
little drums.
Little drum set. There's a little drum set. I haven't seen that thing for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, little drum sets.
Your little drum sets there. So you also had your whistle. You had your what is known as your flute. You know some of them are like the flute. So you're blowing your little flute with your notes, and you're practicing how to play songs on your flute.
Boy,
I'm telling you, that as you said, there was also your little drum sets, which you had, and you had a thing now like you press it down and making a noise. It's like a big top. You pump it, and you let it go and making noise, sending lights.
for sure, it's not
The girls used to have it, and I used to have it too. You pump it, and you let it go, and it keeps moving all over the place. I forgot the name, and it makes a noise outside of your top. Now you buy your ready-made top as well.
The ready-made top is to have a light.
You have a light.
Yeah, it's to have a light. I'm trying to remember that toy you're talking about. You know,
they used to say it was very expensive as well.
And the truth is, those toys in our time, for us it was expensive. We had to collect our money. That's the patience we had. We had to collect our money all year long to ensure that when the 24th comes,
we have money.
On the 24th, we can open our chests and we have money.
We have money.
You know?
We have money.
Now, by Baron was our popular spot. By Baron, you get these little cars. There's just some little cars.
Yes.
You know, and you'd buy that for $5. You know, little cars. And to have $5 in those days was plenty. And so you just buy one car.
Right.
You know?
But some fellas, my friends, were mischievous. Some of them would send a bandit, boy, and when the women and them scatter. Apple.
Good evening, caller.
Grips within that.
Good evening, caller.
Hey, Cecil, we had the trumpet. Hey, Cecil, don't forget the trumpet.
I know.
Yeah, and the other one, the other whistle with the balloon in the end.
Yeah, that's what we just call it. We call it the souffle.
And when you blow it, yeah.
And the thing, and Cecil, and the little mouth organ, the mouth organ.
I was thinking of I know we're doing something with the mouth. Yes, a little mouth organ, but the mouth organ in real, as you're saying that, was giving us good song.
We played music.
Unlike the guitar, the mouth organ was giving us good song. We could have played a song on the mouth organ.
That's true.
Yeah, there are small mouth organs and big ones.
Yes.
That's right.
So what was your popular toy that your mom used to buy for, or you used to buy for yourself? She gone? You're gone already?
She gone. She gone.
Well,
I was just thinking.
like Tony, we used to be selling tree by the old market.
Ah.
Mm-mm.
So your mother used to sell apples too then?
Yes, the apples.
So
yes,
give us the experience of the apple now. People having to purchase.
Yes.
Give us the experience of people purchasing apples.
Well, when you shopping, when you shopping, you must buy at least 1 or 2 apples. So if you don't buy that, you don't shop for Christmas yet.
Yes. Wow. Can you imagine?
And even and that time maybe a quarter pound grapes because you couldn't afford plenty.
Oh yes.
Your grapes.
Grapes was once in a year, like apple.
Yeah.
Once in a year. And I like what you just said. If you didn't buy apple,
you're not recognized.
You're not recognized. Not
Can't
necessarily
home.
grapes.
No,
not necessarily grapes.
But you have to bring home an apple.
But you have to bring home an apple.
Yeah.
No. Did you during the course of the year collect your money?
Did you have a cash
to buy your toys?
Of course. A big wooden box with the slit in the center, so you could drop your money in it.
Yes, I.
And if it's a milk tin, you keep the cover on it and you put the slit in it. You.
Everybody had that same experience
growing up.
Thanks, man, Edie.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah,
okay.
Thanks,
bye.
Yeah.
Listening.
Yeah. That is the mother of the great Shelley.
Okay.
The singer.
Well, let me tell you something about that rubber snake. Boy, my mother was afraid of that. They had a rubber centipede. Boy, 2 things she was afraid of. Well, they had a rubber lizard too. But when she see that, but I almost killed the lady, Because I go and do something, I put the snake by her bed. Boy, I never do that again. The woman almost killed me, man. Because that thing like a real coerce,
But let me tell you, I never liked snakes. So I couldn't think of buying a snake.
Boy, go buy a snake.
But that was a popular thing, you wrap it. And you put it in a particular house. In those days, light was a scarce thing.
A scarce commodity.
Yeah, so you have to put it in a place when mommy put on the lights.
She see that, boy. The woman
And she
almost
have to scream.
look blows I get that.
Yeah, she'll scream.
The woman
South Tap when you pour,
Boy, some big thump on my back. I had to only chew more, man.
Oh, let me tell you.
Boy, the lady was afraid, and most women up to today, they're afraid lizard, they're afraid snake, and centipede.
and we used to get the snake, the green one.
The green one, boy.
And there used to be you had some thin ones, and there had some big ones. and it was just a mischievous time sometimes during the Christmas.
Right,
so buying, you had all types of toys.
Okay.
And Roseau, the center of Roseau, was action. And what was brilliant about it is, if you are from the country, you have to return to the country. Most times on the 24th. And on the 24th, what the country people used to do, or the bus driver, or not bus at the time, truck drivers, they used to have 2 trips. So one trip goes down at 12 o'clock, and the other trip goes down at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And it was a situation where most persons wanted to go down to the country in the evening. Because some of them wanted to have the experience of Roseau. But those who were buying their carpets and their bed
mattress.
No, hold on, a bed. No, people wasn't buying mattress.
Boy, mattress, boy.
No, but I don't think no boy.
Yes,
in my
boy.
early days, no
in
boy.
my days, boy.
In my days, I think they used to make the mattress with fiber.
Fiber, but boy.
Call to tell me who is right or who is wrong.
Well, you're right as well.
In my time,
they're making it.
I can remember as a boy growing up, my mother would have purchased a mattress. What they used to do, I cannot tell you where they used to get the coconut horse. The coconut fiber.
From the coconut.
The coconut fiber. I don't know where they used to purchase it, where they used to get it from. But you used to see that it was in like 5 and 6 big crackers bags where they used to put it in, let it dry for some time, and then closer to Christmas,
They sew it.
they started to sew it. You know.
Well, in my time, I used to see, I don't know whether this bourgeois people, where they was getting it, but sometimes I used to see them trucks have them mattresses on top of them, on the trucks going down to the country.
Someone wants to say hi to us. Good evening.
Cecil,
Yes.
we thought it wasn't bag of fiber mattress. You forgetting how much mattress and fridge that used to be on truck.
On truck, man, going down, man.
Come on, Cecil, man.
Oh no, I telling you what I remember.
Mattress.
I telling you,
People used to.
my mother's in
buy-
Roseau.
go
My mother's in
buy,
Roseau.
Yeah,
All
my
right.
mother was in Roseau. but
Right. So
Listen to me.
yes, I'm
no,
listening. Yes,
listen
go ahead,
to
go
me.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Mattress is come by Astafa.
Yes.
And by what is the man name? Raffle.
Abraham.
All kinds of raffle. Mr. Raffle in Roseau. That was the only raffle we had in Roseau by the court is there right now.
Right.
Mattress, carpet, chairs, fridge, gas stove. That is
Yes.
sometimes
Oh,
we
yes.
put 10 or 20 person by them. When they used to see those
Tony,
stuff,
Tony, isn't that when well, I should say latter clear more when you come close to 15 years, but when you were like 10 years and so on, did we see that?
But I saw some of them. I saw some of them on the truck, front on.
Okay.
on the foot on the trucks going up to the country.
Country boy.
Well,
That is the
I just
time now.
I just can't remember that
When they
one.
pass-
I can't remember that
When
one.
they
Tony.
pass, how much crates of soft drinks going up, Cokes,
Juicy, Fanta, 7
Yeah,
Up.
yes.
Boy,
The white juicy.
White juice, the ginger juice, it was not white juice, it was
Ginger juicy to
That's
us.
Well,
orange juicy. Most
That
people
red
used to buy
juicy.
the
They, no, they
That
had,
red
the,
juicy.
they had the white one. They call it the soda, the cream soda.
Oh, the cream soda.
Yeah,
You're right.
cream
No,
soda.
you're
The
right.
Cream
Yeah.
soda,
Yeah,
man.
you're
I
right.
old enough
You're
here
right.
to remember.
Yeah, you're right.
The cream soda, man. Yeah, man. That
Mm,
going up on
okay,
trucks,
okay.
man. You have your
Going up on
mix.
truck
Yeah,
all
man.
time. And then the best thing of it after Christmas was Fetinosa to see those children dress
Yes.
up.
Go and kiss the baby Jesus.
Bless the toy. Oh, what they did those things to come back, we will be happy.
Have you?
We didn't
Did you ever?
We didn't-
Did you ever kiss the
we
baby? Did you ever kiss the baby Jesus?
of course, like how many people fired there. Cecil, those were the days, People, we didn't know nothing about jealous on one another, We didn't know that, Children raised up didn't know that,
Yes, yes.
No, we don't have jealousy and those kind of things there because according to you, latte clear way. But in Christmas time, we didn't know it's by gang. When you see it by that cinema, the commotive gang with the strain of Harrigan, Avis and them, Harrigan, or Goldie and them, all of us, and you see the head for Roseau. That was a bomb. We troubled with days to call us. We sometimes.
I know. Thank you. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, those things happen. I mean, someone, because you see, I remembered not everywhere in Dominica had lights in the 70s. I just remember that.
No.
So that's why I am thinking of Vickers and so on,
Right.
Not everywhere in Vickers in the early 70s.
Had lights.
I think Vickers got light when the Freedom Party came in power. So that's why I cannot recall
Oh, well, I remember.
fridge going down.
Oh,
to,
I remember fridge going down, man.
maybe some other parts of
Dominica,
Dominica
man.
at the time. I'm not saying that,
I saw that.
to discriminate any community,
No.
but I just can't remember. But you know what? One of the, I don't know if you remember that. One of the worst things that would have happened in those days, I'll come to that in a while. Good evening to you, caller. Good evening, caller.
Good evening, Fireman touching base.
Yes,
Mr.
Fireman.
Brennan
Hey,
Special.
fireman, how are you? Good
Why
evening.
giving thanks for how the country running, boy.
Oh, man, not bad at all. Good.
So what's the mood in Rigonica? Red or yellow or green or blue?
We're on Christmas, boy. We all call us now.
Boy.
We white,
So
yellow,
you
we
forget
green,
them,
purple.
you forget them spring bed then.
No,
No, boy, we got by them spring
No.
bread. But you think it's too...
can't, and that's why I was saying to Atley in those days, you have the spring bed, but you have a lot of what do you call that, fiber mattress.
fiber mattress and sponge mattress, boy, it's more mattress I saw themselves during them days, man. Trust me.
Yes.
And kerosene was big, man.
Oh,
Kerosene, see
kerosene stove.
Kerosene was big, man. But you know, everybody like catching, but why it's more like during Christmas? Boy, Margaret used to have a lot of pigs, boy, telling you, trust me, but we have the pig hunters. But we are our catching because then the pig selling like nobody business. But right now, pig doesn't sell again, cow doesn't sell again, food bag sells again. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the whole energy does come in a different world now. But eventually before, the time was plenty better, man. The people and them are still more together. It had more love, more unity. People are sharing each other. Right now during Christmas, people watching you more hard than anything else. Well, because it's a serious problem. But I know the Moulin River liquor is red. Up and running.
Thank you.
Fireman running. Bless up and listening.
All right. No. What I was about to tell you, right? I do not know if it's on purpose it was happening. But that is the time that CDC was finding to have load shedding every 24th. Because they say people go and cook ham. But in those days, while people go and cook ham is gas stove or whatever they had.
Coals.
It's coals. So I do not understand how in those days that CDC, it wasn't Domlek yet, CDC was just taking light in Roseau. So you see them lights, them electrical lights, them post lights in Roseau.
Okay.
Boy, them lights was going often. I just remember that,
Right.
And that was the most scaring part for the vendors. Because that's when fellas
would raid.
Oh my God! I wonder if Tony and people can remember that.
Remember you raid.
Lights
go off.
Because I do not know how the post light was going off. No, you don't see post lights going off.
No.
But in those days, post light was going out like tower, and I cannot explain. I wish someone could help us to understand how that ever was happening.
But let me give you a joke. Hailing my auntie now, selling down in by the Carib Cinema. And lights go. The same thing you say. She was on the side there. And boy, fellas just throw down the tray when lights go. And to hear bawling, Moody Paddy.
Move paddy.
Chiclet already disappeared.
Move paddy.
Move paddy, okay way.
Move paddy.
But already, chiclet go, peanuts go, coconut cheese disappear.
I want someone to really help me to understand why electricity was going on the 24th.
Right, boy.
Every 24th.
It's waiting.
Every 24th. CDC, no, we call him Domlek.
Yes.
CDC had no light. Light was just going on that day.
But that was the problem for those vendors, eh?
And vendors would go up to about 10 o'clock.
Yeah, man.
10 o'clock in the night.
10 o'clock.
As the fans, all them places staying up at
still
10
open,
o'clock.
people going around. Children don't want to sleep.
Children not sleeping, you're in bandits making noise.
Right. And as Rivanika said, in my area, I don't know about you in the country, but in Portersville, everybody have a pig.
Well, in the country, what was good about the country, like some of us used to go country on the 24th, some of us would go as soon as holiday is over. So those of us who would have gone up when holiday starts, we would find ourselves having to feed the pig more. And I was saying to somebody this week that you remember what food they used to give the pig?
Oh, we used to give our pig fig peel.
Go
right,
ahead.
to make the meat nice and sweet. We used to give it dashing skin for it to eat too.
Right.
But,
that. And a lot of and when I told the person that district, the person couldn't believe that. I said to the person, we had to feed the pig with dashing.
Yeah, man, to make the meat
dashing
tender.
and fig with a lot of salt.
To tenderize the meat, man.
To make the meat get soft.
Right.
We have to, at least for the entire period
and we want the plate
of
too.
1 month. Good evening to you, caller.
Cecil, you have to say those people feel how they were saying it. When CDC take their lights, and these people, when these people look for me to their basket,
and they don't get their basket. They used to say movie party. They used to say boo party.
Budo party, yes. Okay, way.
Boo.
Okay, way. Mama, okay, boy.
They used to say boo party because sometimes not even the basket they used to get the little money inside of it.
Boy, Helen, my auntie.
Tony, I didn't want to use that word. I didn't want to use that word.
You have to use
I didn't
Lakou,
want to use that word. I don't want my bosses to call me to tell me why did I use that on the radio.
Nobody see Lakou, that's what they say.
But it's not nothing. It's not nothing. It's just a word.
Yeah, it's a word. It's local language.
Boo party.
Mama, okay, boy.
Sacre volet.
You only live a praying, my shot is ever you are ever.
Boy.
Tony, this was real time.
You know, boy, it's a real time.
I don't know what was CDC problem. Every 24th. Every 24th of December, CDC is just take like I tell you, they already robbed me.
They robbed you, Tony?
Of course, they robbed me. I wouldn't tell you they robbed me.
Where they hit you? Where you was? Where you were when they hit you?
I was selling. They survey me when you see the thing is there. And when you see the light go, all the air is boom, boom, When you look, when you watch the table fall long, the tray fall long.
And Tony, in those days, you didn't have sacoche, you know. You call it sacoche? How you call it?
The money was underneath the
carpet.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah, whatever you make
and
it.
they sit down and they very new, they do very no boy, that was something else.
Boo party.
Okay, wait, Mama. Okay,
Boy, that was something. I don't understand how CDC should just take light on that day.
I don't know, man.
I never understand
Every
that.
24th CDC.
Every.
They had a plan.
And Mac, you cannot say at 7 o'clock they're going to take it, you know.
You don't know when.
You don't know when.
No, you don't know when.
It just going off. The street light just going off. I never. Someone has to tell me whether or not those street lights were functional from the office.
Or from the post itself.
No, it can't be because you're on the post itself. So they will tell the post when to go up then.
Boy.
We just cannot say, but it is too happening.
Yes.
And, right now, thinking of it was fun, you know.
Yes, it was. Thinking of it, no.
It was fun. Thinking of it, no, it's like it's fun.
And not only that, because it was so traditional, right? Children is to ensure, all of us children is to ensure that we're on the road.
Waiting.
And Mark, you all Astafans Road, that's what we call it, Astafans Road, we used to call it. We were saying King George Street.
Right.
All of Astafans Road, all right?
One time when the light go, those boys just pick up one thing of grapes and apple, and you don't know where they pass, you know. You don't know where they pass.
And you know, Tony, how all used to do it, all your bright, all you put in one tree, dung, and you think the tree had about 24?
Yes.
The tree had 24 apples.
Yes.
And those things were red, a nice smell.
Yeah.
You check, and fellas waiting when light go, my brother.
Right.
And fellas happy. All vendors, because most vendors used to have apples. You check.
For your Max, your box of Max.
Yes.
Yes.
But Tony, as you're saying that, it's a good thing that you brought up the Max. People don't even know about Max anymore.
No. The one that Max was Mr. Nasif, eh?
Yes.
Mr. Nasif, that is there.
Four chiclets inside of the park.
4 chiclets in the park.
Yes.
But you must be eating a Max when you go into movies. That was the tradition. When you go to the movies,
you just buy that. Yeah. Max and mint.
Yes. Max and mint.
And it was... I was living by the cinema. I used to be selling my Max and helping my mother very well. Very, very well. Max. Even your grandmother shows how to do it.
Mammy Lee, yeah.
Mammy Lee, she'd have to make my mother do it. Margaret, fair pistache, fair Max, fair this. And then get little things and put in the tray.
Yes.
if you come out there, you come out good, eh?
Yeah, well, of
You come
course.
out with a change, eh?
10 cents for max,
Yes.
in my
Yes.
time.
And after that, you come up 25 cents.
Yes, after come 25 cents.
For $1.
Christmas wasn't easy, na boy?
For there. It wasn't easy. It was good. It was good. It was
Yeah.
good.
Thanks.
Thanks.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
okay then. Right.
But you know where my mother used to, my auntie used to put her money? Boy, that is really Lakou thing. The lady had a boost tie in her panty, you know.
Yes. Yes. All vendors.
She have a baggy panty
Yes.
made out of cloth, make out of flour bag,
Mm-hmm.
and she have a long cord. Tie this. If they throw the tray down, she have her money
She have money on the board.
in a boost.
Yeah.
These were the things. These were the tradition. Right now, people come with fancy full purse and all kind. So your money was either the women put their money either in their brassiere
I don't know.
or in their boost.
I don't know in Roseau, because country had to go for Christmas, most times. But I can't recall in Roseau, Serenal.
Oh yeah, man, we had that. We had Sabina.
Yeah.
Canty John had it. He had a saxophone with a couple guys, and they go in from street to street and from house to house, and you give them coffee. We have rum. My father has gin. That's what he liked to drink. And he also had what I would say is the local rum, the Wabio, which he got from the
eggnog?
country. No, he didn't have that because the fellas one they had rum. So
Had
my
rum.
mother making the coffee, they have to have coffee. The local rum, which is what you get from Petit Savan or those areas there from the country, and his gin. So fellas going to fire, and when they fire is when they on fire to sing and to play music.
So outside of the children's life, the adults themselves had their own style.
Oh yeah, you had to have rum. You had to have. Now let me give you a joke. During Christmas time now, that's where the pot comes in. Now fellas have pockets reaching the ground. So when they go on the port, inside that big pocket, they like astronauts coming out from the port. They can hardly walk. Inside there they have wine, they have gin, they have all kinds of things, biscuit, and they make the pocket. So they're going by a tailor to have that pocket reaching to the ground. The pocket is not a normal pocket because they're going to come out with Christmas goodies.
Brain, you know who you're talking to? Are you aware?
I'm not aware. I'm just saying it. Cecil.
Well, I can tell you,
Astronauts.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh yes.
Because my adopted father worked on the port.
He worked on the port.
So people like Melcher,
yes,
people like Sissin Sandy, Stousty. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, fireman again. Just really like taking to really and truly. That was like a hobby thing, and no one else wasn't that much you. All I used to realize tonight, so when during Christmas now, a lot of people used to cut a lot of people lights. Yeah. But now my father shows a technique now when you say light cut. That when you say about 7 or 8 o'clock or 9 something every night, you just take the 2 wires and you push it back inside of the meter. You know them way there?
Yes.
You reconnect.
You notice when they say disconnect your line.
No, they should disconnect.
Yeah, when they say disconnect your
from
light.
the meter.
Yeah, when they're taking it from the meter.
Right, so you put
From
it
the
back.
meter, right?
Yeah.
And my father shows the way. He shows the way now. But we have to have a time because even though they cut our light, you can't go to it any time. So maybe around 8 after 8:30, somewhere close to 9, we're going to put it back inside the hole and we're up and running again. And before 6, taking that out back again.
Thanks. I like that one. It's real, you know.
It's really
during that
happened.
time, CDC wants
The money.
the money. So if you owing them, what is the best time to continue? 2 days or a day before Christmas.
And you know what happened? Your neighbor Vane, you know.
All neighbors, all neighbors weighing you.
Vane, you.
Because sometimes you know how they know that. My Philip man, you have a piece of ice to give you there.
The venue to see darkness take. Because CDC not going to embarrass you. They're going to hit you around Christmas time when it hurts.
Yes.
So you may not going to laugh. Opa Safsana, you coupe, Adams.
Ma Adams ta ma coupe en horizon.
You coupe.
CDC déjà prend coupe am crete ma Adams. But let me tell you, Befson was popular in those days.
When you so you embarrassed, boy. You better.
I just want to tell you on Facebook. I said CDC. I don't call. I said CDC.
Boy.
You know. So at the end of the day, let's take a call again. Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, Cecil, it's me again.
Yes.
Because I love the program. Mr. Adams talking about the long pants. You know who that used to make those pants there?
Who is
Mr.
this
Edman.
Edmond, okay.
A man
Not Patrick there?
in
Not Patrick?
Lago. No. A man in Lago inside. The Martin has a shop there. That man used to make pants from the waist to the bottom. My father pants.
I was about to say Tony would know about that too.
Your father had a pants like
Oh
that?
yes, Julian Buds.
My father had a pants like that with one pants.
One khaki pants, several khaki pants.
How many khaki pants?
Julian Buds.
Beef coming
Yes.
out. Sardine. Why you believing this boatman had a lot of women?
Okay.
Boatmen had a lot of women because of they could feed those women.
Yes.
Them
Tony,
well
right.
man, corn beef,
Yes.
sardine.
And Macuna, Tony, as you saying that, Tony, those guys used to have women in close proximity, you know.
Within range, they were saying.
So we commonly will use the Lakou term. My Bope had one in Fields Lane, my mother. He had one on Kennedy Avenue, Little Boy's mother. He had one on Cock Street, Leroy mother. He had one on Kings Lane, Tony mother.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And those who didn't know, because the only reason why we know them, they were making tune at the same time.
At the same time, right.
Huh?
So these were the big men.
Yes. So according to Tony, they were gyalis. My father,
I used to go in the punch, put the man, I have to stand up on a bench tree and go down in the pocket and take out things.
What?
Yeah. I am on a little bench, go down in the pocket, take out. When I take out like it's a bag of onion, jelly, this, that, all kind of things. And the table full.
yes.
The table full.
Full.
With all kinds of
goodies.
things.
Yes. No, Terence.
Oh my God.
You remember Sandy?
Of course, Pasha Sandy father.
Yes.
Of course.
Mr.
And that was a chef.
Mr. used to have a bicycle. And if it bring me, if I reach. Christmas time,
He can't ride it.
for Christmas time, man, how you call that French sausage? Tony?
The French
The
sausage.
French sausage.
How you calling it? Sauce.
Saucis.
Saucis.
The
Miss-
saucis are live.
But it used to have a long saucis.
With silver paper,
It
yes.
used to have a long saucis with a silver paper.
And he can't ride.
And what man's a bicycle rider, that man can't ride. And when you see, and in those days, Tony, the port was where the ferry terminal is.
Yes, that's correct.
Exactly.
So when
Exactly.
so all them man, so Julian Buds not living far, Sandy not living far, Philip
No.
man not living far,
Philip man not living far.
Stay not
Mr.
living far.
Mr. Harry was
Mr. Harry was right there.
God
Mr. Harry was right there,
Yes.
there by the market,
by the market.
right there by the
All
market.
these people there.
Yes.
Who live Zappy.
Zappy was living right there
Zappy
too.
had a-
Yes,
Right there.
Zappy was living
Oh,
right
like-
there by the market.
Before those nice slippers go in the store, we have eaten our food.
We have to know our food. Tony, you have it. Christmas time was our good time.
Yes.
So while you're looking, Tony, while they're shopping, that's what I was saying earlier on. While we're doing our window shopping, we say they want that shoe by batter. But Daddy know you can get it already.
Yes.
Daddy know we can get it because
Those cartoon on the boat.
I'm telling you.
I telling you. Those people used to do dedicating women for shoes,
Yes,
for everything.
for everything.
Panties,
Everything.
That is Lakou.
Plus,
Hey,
plus,
those were
plus,
the
and
days.
Tony, and plus for Christmas, they getting their little money from geese. They get their little money
Yes,
from Asta
they
fans.
back
They get their little money from,
From
and
church.
plus, and
From
plus,
TD.
we church and them still used to give them a little
Bonus.
a little not bonus, a little Johnny Walker, a little Gene.
Wow.
They used to get their little thing.
Which church giving them?
Yes.
Yes.
So Christmas.
Deloney giving them?
Yes. So Deloney was with church, but Batley was which was Nassif.
Nassif, yeah.
Who was Ishi Shillingford, the boy? I think it's Monroe. Monroe was Ishi Shillingford. I'm trying to remember.
One of them, I
Yeah.
cannot remember,
Yeah.
but I just used to go and
Then
get
you
things
had
and
the,
bring
you,
to my
you, had,
father.
you had this fellow who was in charge of all the gaboteurs. That is the fella he always Par Winston giving them to.
Yeah. Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Winston,
Yes.
Teacher Son,
Teacher son.
Tabuka.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All these
Active.
things, yeah, you know.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Those
So,
were
so,
the days
so
to
we
enjoy
understand the
Christmas
we understand the
night.
Christmas
Lakou
season.
style.
Yes, in the Lakou style. So someone just said, thanks, man, Tony.
Yeah.
Someone just said me and said, when I used to work at Dumlek, where is it? It went already. No. When I used to work at Dumlek, you know the amount of people who used to call me to see if I could reconnect them. They were so embarrassed for the neighbors to know.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Boy.
Huh?
I'm like, pull the switch on you on Christmas Day.
I'm telling you, for Christmas, Dumlek had no face.
So that was real.
That was I'm telling you.
Okay, don't boy.
No, it wasn't Dumlek, please. It was CDC.
CDC.
It wasn't Dumlek.
So everybody paying
So
you
everybody very knew.
to see
Well-
they take you.
And all you had to do, as River Nickel said, is to just go and but tout moun pay more.
Yeah.
Tout moun pay more. You know?
You put the male and the female inside,
Yeah,
and you're
yes.
good to go.
And you're good to go. Me moun pay more, you pay pesa.
No, they wouldn't
You know
do
what I'm
that.
saying? And,
Boy,
and-
life was interesting though.
I tell you, for the Christmas season, and so even in the countryside, you know, life was wonderful. You would on the 24th, those of us who would have gone down to the country early, on the 24th, you would hear a lot of pigs
Crying.
the night of the 24th.
Wow.
All right, the night, early morning of the 24th, and you have people giving their neighbors, you know, you have exchange. So I remembered my auntie Octavia. She was living in Tobino. She died now. She has since then passed. And my auntie husband, Mr. Massicot. He was a Massicot. He died so long I can't even remember his first name, but he was a Massicot. And Mr. was a butcher. And I can remember Mr. killing a pig in Madi, my auntie. My auntie sister, Madi, so Octavia and Madi in Tobino, they were two sisters. So they were my aunties. So Mr. Auntie Madi, Auntie Louisette, she had a pig. She always had pigs, in the yard. And Mr. came to kill that pig, man. It was gruesome. We had to, as boys, we had to stay there to help, you know, in the process. Andrew, John, Nick, you know, not Barnum fellas were 7 days. I don't think Barnum was involved in that thing at that time. At that time, I wasn't a 7 day. I was Catholic, you know, in those early days, and it was amazing life. You have to go and give you have to go and give all of the around the community, you know. My Joseph, you have to give my Frampton mother, you know, my boy Z, you know, you have to give all of these people a little 2 pounds and so on of the pig, and they used to do all kind of things with the pig meat, you know. They used to do they used to take the intestine to make pudding,
Black pudding.
yeah, all of those things. So it was interesting time, you know. What was nice in reference to the meal, also the food, was we used to have a lot of yam.
Yum.
You know, so my cousin Lynn used to always go. I think he had his garden in Dodan, you know. So his garden in Dodan, and he used to go and he was the main man getting the provision. So dashing and Christmas food, man, and he was really helping us. Amazing guy. So the life in the country itself, you know, people come in and sing Siwinal but it's when you go into the country that was amazing. You used to have your brown grip.
What you have in it, Cecil?
You want to know?
Somebody calling us?
Let's take that call. Good evening to you, caller. Good evening, caller.
No, it's just boy saying things to work on my heavens. You remember them times they were today used to have lighters, right?
Uh-huh.
You know them and used to like going things in the water and go back and dive it. And you know in Betong they used to have the good business during them Christmas time before shopping and things.
Broaching the cargo, we call that. Broaching the cargo.
Repeat?
Broaching the cargo. You dump it in the sea, you put an anchor on it, and you dive.
But brilliant, and I tell you, mostly every day like that, you see boats coming in, how much different things like you know, get to so that Betong used to be up and running in living colors there. But then things happen like it's a new era right now.
Yeah.
Up and running, fireman running,
Right.
bless up.
So Cecil, what they did was that they throw it overboard. It's a sagwine.
Yes.
But they tie a buffalo and they dump it over so the little piwang or piwags, the little boats,
The piwags,
can come out in the evening time
and take that.
reconnect.
Yeah.
Take it. So they knew where it was located.
And
so the
distribution's happening.
Down by the bayside by me, there was full of life, man. Down in Portersville area, full of life because they are boat.
Mm-hmm.
So man checking their files, who broaching ham, who broaching corned beef.
Good evening to you, caller.
Me again, Cecil.
Yes.
You remember the little shops? Yeah, me again.
Yeah,
You remember the little shops? They used to have the ham hanging.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes. In a kind of a net.
In a bag.
In a net.
Brown
A
bag.
bag,
brown bag,
yes.
yeah.
It's hanging up in the shop, in the little shops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a good one.
Tradition.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
still on the ham. Whilst you're on the ham, boy, one Christmas Day, but I won't call the person name. Don't ask me to call the person name. By girls coming out from the country around Christmas time. And that fella see that nice girl. You know what the man do? The man cut a ham out of wood. And the man bag it. Give it to the poor girl. The girl is still pricking the ham with clove, you know.
you know, Adams, Bryn, you saying that doesn't pass you. That's because you did that.
Not me. She's still cooking the ham.
No, someone sent me a message and he said Mao had a man who connected his light every time it got disconnected because he never paid his bill. so you see, not just Roseau. Not just Roseau. So that happened everywhere.
Everywhere, fellas. Reconnecting. But you don't want people to laugh at you, man.
You know. And talking about the guys by the bay, it was amazing how during the Christmas season we used to have apple too. We used to have apple at our homes.
Apple coming?
Yeah, man, Philip man used to bring apple like joke. If Philip man listening now, Philip man will tell you that he used to bring home apple like joke. So, you know, we ate apple.
Good apple.
So when people are trying to make vary about apple, I've been eating apple a long time ago. You check? And you're right with the long pockets, you know. Someone said, no Cecil, he was brain, but that's not one. Oh, he was the guy that was brain. Wow, that's a sweet one. The person said, no Cecil, he was brain, but not that brain.
Not the one that was make the ham?
The person that make the ham was brain, but not that brain.
Not me.
Another brain. Boy, that is something
That's
else.
something else because, I mean, these were the days when you're looking for your 5-pounder by TD, your 10-pounder. No, you had to boil that ham for about 2 days.
Yes.
So every time you have a long fork, you prick in it, You pushing
But
clove in
I'm
it.
trying to remember too. My brothers and maybe can help me with that one. If we used to have ham, we were 7 days at a certain time, so I don't think ham was coming home. Or if ham was coming home, it was for Philip man alone to eat. My mother wouldn't cook it for him.
All right. Well, he cooks
She,
his own ham.
she wouldn't touch it at all. Well, he can cook. Philip is a damn good cook, eh?
Yeah,
He
well,
can cook.
He cook his
you know?
ham, man.
And so he would cook his own ham.
Yeah, man.
And so I try to wonder or remember
If a ham rich,
if ham used to come at home. But I know turkey used to come home.
turkey,
Turkey used to come home, my brother.
we born.
Turkey. Them tell the spot man wasn't easy, you know.
They put it.
Them pot
Boy,
man.
them big turkeys going in that pocket, boy.
Yes,
them
I
fellas
telling
not
you.
Easy, boy. Them Lakou fellas not easy. Boy.
Somebody's on the line. Good evening to you, caller.
Good evening, Cecil. Well, I'm calling you. You want to know if Daddy used to have ham because Mommy was saying that we can't have ham.
Right.
Yes, Daddy bring home ham. Daddy always used to get the biggest ham from the cook and then from the gift boat and the biggest set of turkey. We used to get one ham for Christmas, one ham for New Year's, one turkey for Christmas, one turkey for New Year's. Daddy will cook the ham for about 2 days.
That's
and
right.
that is for him, Joycelyn, Marlene, and Ma Millie. Ma Millie Jelbobin, yes, the same Ma Millie
grandmother.
that used to sell it.
His
Great.
mother.
And Reginald, don't forget Reginald.
Yeah.
Reginald wasn't eating ham. But we as Adventists, I was forbidden to eat the pork because, Mommy, I was the last one. I couldn't have the pork. Leroy could eat pork because he wasn't quite a 7 days yet because he had just come back into the family. Kokuti was eating pork. And if anything you want to know, ask me now. According to your uncle.
In reference to your father, we're talking about guys bringing a lot of things from the pot in those days for Christmas. You remember that?
Yes, Daddy had a khaki pants that had a big pocket that used to hold corned beef, sardine, rice, and peas. He had a whole thing there because he had a big tin that used to carry the big ham in there that used to fit in Daddy's pants. And I understand, as far as I can hear from my Mommy used to say that had to share for all his girlfriends and his wife. That was Kokoti mother, Tony and Kokoti mother, Conga mother. It had to share for
Ella.
Lennox, Big Boy mother, and Ella, and her. Joe mother wasn't in the picture then because Joe was a grown man by then.
Mm-hmm.
What else again? You want to know?
You have given us enough, my
You give
brother.
us enough. That's right. That's
Thank
right.
you. Yeah,
Wow.
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, enjoy the holiday season.
You too,
Thank
man.
you.
And the music that he used to play was his favorite. And you know the man used to sing like Nat King Cole when he used to
Oh,
sing,
yes.
man?
Yeah, that's true.
Before the stroke.
Yeah.
Man,
He's a good
this
singer.
man had a voice before the stroke. The man used to sing like Nat King Cole. When the Christmas Carol come, that was my joy to put on the Christmas Carol records on. And I think I can remember what day of December he used to start, but we used to start early. And yes, Domlek used to take light because Philip Man had a lot of light bulbs because he had light bulbs around the house, on the porch, on his Christmas tree. Everywhere we had light bulbs. So Dominic had a right to take, as you say, CDC, not Department of Diseases. As you say that, they used to cut light and the neighbors and them used to be pissed. But we always had our light.
Yeah.
We pay our bill.
Very interesting.
Thank
man.
you.
Have a great holiday.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. It was amazing, you know, in that period, you know, guys, Christmas time, guys with more than one lady.
Oh, yeah. To get
And the lady, the wife. So I really seen my mother when daddy brings home stuff from the pot. My mother had to say Salasepu Margaret. Salasepu Ella. Salasepu what's her name again? The one I live in Pong in Ken Avenue. Dodo. We used to call her Dodo. Salasepu Dodo. And she had to. And not she had to, you know. She had to send us and deliver it
Right, but
for
you see,
Christmas.
my
So
fa-
everybody had to get their Christmas
Right.
gift.
My father would say, when you get the ham, same thing like your father. Ça c'est pour où? Ça c'est pour si. Ça c'est pour Magdalene. Ça c'est pour Primrose. Quatre femmes.
Yes.
And they're not fighting, you know.
Can fight to Kapalikot now.
Why are you taking my ham
And
and you're giving it to Primrose? Oh, why are you taking
Pastor,
my ham
no,
and
can't-
you're giving it to John?
cannot happen.
Boy,
And not only that,
Lakou was a very strange
and not
one.
only that,
And the women at home have to make sure that they secure that, you know.
so at one time, you know, for Christmas, you have to find that the children had to come
Together.
So that was the intake.
And
Christmas time.
Et yon nom teni sec femme à l'hôpital à 7 pour
À
yon
yon
fois.
fois. Good evening.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Who was speaking there? Is it
Maynard.
Maynard. Okay. But you know, Majudif, long live Majudif, you know. You know, Majudif was vexed with none of Mr. Philip women, you know. She wasn't vexed with none of these women, and my mother had loved Majudif,
Up
you
to
know.
this present day.
Up to this present
She
time,
died.
my mother had
She
loved
died, but
Majudif.
Margaret and Judith were best of people.
Wow.
Best of
Yes,
people.
yes.
If Margaret want a pound of sugar, she lives in Bath Estate. Margaret will come. She's not going by nobody else. She's not going by Maggie for nobody. She's going by Judith. She will send Megs or whoever go by Judith and tell Judith to send me a pound of sugar.
Wow.
You forget when we used to go and get
Mango, Mon Daniel. Yes.
Mon Daniel.
I had to sleep at your home.
And we sleep at home.
Yes.
Wow.
Sleep at home.
My mother to send me by Mama Margaret. My mother to
Yes.
send me by Mama Margaret. That was the life of the yard. Send me by
That's
Tony
what-
mother,
yeah.
who was involved with my father. To sleep by Tony
Wow.
mother.
Hey.
And to go to Mount Daniel 4 o'clock in the morning to get mangoes for us to
get
sell.
mangoes by Mon Daniel.
To sell.
You know, those were the days.
Christmas.
If we're talking about these things, I feel
Yes.
you have to remember good things.
Yes.
Long live Majudif. I can always say that. Mamili Majudif,
Yes.
Right.
Dudu, the one in Kennedy Avenue there, Dudu. And then,
Dodo, I think we used to call her Dodo.
Dodo, yes.
Dodo was his sister name.
Right. And you know what we call
Right.
that? You know what we call that in Lakou language? You have to go and sleep by your bell mare.
Yes, Tony. You know that word, Tony?
But at that time, Belme was family, you know.
Yes. Bell mare
It's
was
not
family.
Belme today that fighting with
Fighting
one
with each
another,
other.
whatever.
Yes,
No.
yes.
So you had your beau-père, you had your bell mare. So it was a
And you see
family.
them pong the bet, you know.
Oh, yes. Oh,
When you
yes.
see when you see them know those man have another woman, you know one going to tell the other one.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
That was
boy.
something else. See?
So you sleep by your bell mare.
Well, plenty times I sleep by Tony.
Of course.
Me and Tony sleep on the same bed together.
Yes.
Me and Tony sleep on the bed
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
interesting.
that's a forever. That's what we call.
Mango.
Yes, that's what we call each other, brother.
Brothers.
By Daniel Green.
Very
Come back
boy.
down, sell a mango.
Mm-hmm.
Madu people to sell a mango right in the corner.
By the man shop.
The
The man shop.
Right.
Yeah, the man shop area.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, interesting.
Yes, and that's
Yeah.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
So
Lakou
those are the
life.
things.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
what
you
it is.
with the Yainers,
Yeah.
I wishing them season greetings, Mr. Philip, Judith, and all the others.
Uh-huh.
May God bless them, and may we remain always family.
Yes.
Always family. Nobody
Well,
can take that. family away from us.
Judith will be in Dominica very soon.
Okay.
She normally comes to Dominica very often, take 6 months, and
Yeah.
that cool. They don't like the
I hope
foodie.
when I come, I hope when I come down, I'll see you.
Yes.
I want to see you.
Yeah,
Yes.
see you, yeah.
Anyhow, all the best.
Yeah,
all
man.
the best.
Yeah.
Happy family season greetings to everybody that remember in Christmas time and Lakou Christmas, and we could and we dare and we moving on. That's a very good program.
Thank you.
Bring back memories.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay,
Yeah,
then.
all right, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and you know, during that period of time, right? These women, they lived. We're talking about Christmas.
Yeah.
They live and it was amazing to see that they would send cards for each other.
Each other, yes.
Cards. So I remember my father, adopted father. I always call him my father, Philip Man. Had a son. His 2 last children born just months apart. So my last brother Maynard and his other brother Leroy, they bought months apart. And my mother decided, you know what, Philip Man, just take Leroy. And Leroy raised the first as a boy. But years later, I made my maths and I tell myself, you know why my mother may have done that? maybe Philip Man was visiting too often to Ella. Ella was a younger person, and he have reasons to go and visit because he has a child. So what is the better thing not to prevent him from
To
doing
adopt him.
to adopt him, take him, give him everything. And Leroy was don't make touch me, hit me, but don't touch Leroy. Leroy's more her child than that's her child.
Wow.
You know, and every Christmas, you know, we used to, all of us used to live a good life.
Very interesting.
You know? So the yard during Christmas, you had the true family life. You know, yes, there were women that fought each other, but there came a time
when they united.
So Christmas was one of the period where they united, because the man now couldn't play dumb. He had to send things for his child or his children.
Yeah.
Because you had some partners that were making children. When you check Joycelyn and Alex, same age. When you check Little Boy and David and Derek, you know.
Same age.
You know what I'm saying? So Leroy and Menard, same age. Joycelyn and Alex, same age.
Right.
You know. Jotex is the only one that escaped.
Right.
You know. So the family was important during Christmas. Sharing during Christmas was important. It wasn't about uponomwe or sasimawemwe.
No.
It wasn't about that.
Family.
It was about family. And they were not selfish to each other.
That's right.
They were not selfish to each other at all. Let's go to the telephone. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Talking about the family sharing in the Lakou. When my mother made cake, my auntie used to send stuff for us from Barbados. My mother had to make cake and share for the whole yard. A little decanter of wine and a piece of cake for everybody. And my auntie would send the things. She put a little potato, a little this in a box, a little bag, and we had to go and bring it for everybody in the yard. That is the time when the yard come together. Everybody used to make one and happy and share. That's what the days when family became stronger during family Christmas time.
Boy, that is so true. Why we forgot the cake? Thank you very much, caller. Yeah. How could we forget the cake?
No, we come into that.
The cake was a very vital part.
What kind of cake you all made?
Well, we used to make fruit cake.
Fruit cake.
I mean, I know I hear people talk about black cake.
Well, fruit cake.
But I always know the name fruit cake, you know, and everybody could have made a fruit cake.
Right.
Now, even when there was no gas stove, we used to have people used to do their cake with fire on top and the cake below. They used to build some kind of I can't remember the name. Someone can help me with the name. But they would have built a big oven, tin oven.
Right, that's right.
And they would have the pot for the coal on top.
Right.
And below also have a pot for coal.
Right.
And you put the cake, or bread, also bread.
Bread.
And we used to have fruits curing or soaking
in wine.
For months.
In wine.
From September, you're starting to put rich ruby.
Yeah.
Have you seen Rich Ruby of late?
Yes.
Rich Ruby was a master wine. You know?
Yeah, Rich Ruby.
Rich Ruby was the wine.
You had to put the
Man, let me tell you, any person that had Rich Ruby for that period of time was considered a master, you know. Rich Ruby, good evening. Good evening.
Hey, good evening.
Yes.
And you tell you, in Jamaica, they do it like that as well. Fire in the bottom and fire on top and hallelujah in the middle. That's when they're baking the cake. But I think some of them use like a drum, a 45-gallon drum.
Right.
They put the fire there, and they kind of heat up the thing, and that make the kind of oven that you want it to bake with, you know. Sorry for calling back.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Anyway.
Great. Yeah, good information.
But
yeah. Even in Jamaica, so you see, my brother's wife is Jamaican, and she's saying to you, she said to him, yeah, they do that in Jamaica,
right,
where fire on top and fire in the bottom and hallelujah in the center.
Right.
The hallelujah is the cake, you know.
The hallelujah
is the cake. Good evening.
Yes. Many a times you would bring the cake to the community bakery, like Newtown, we had a lot of bakeries. you'd ask the baker if you can bake the cake for you. He'll tell you bring it at that time. And you go by the bakery, you bring your cakes, and then you pick it up. If you don't have oven, because many people do that gas stove is cold pot.
Yes.
So the community bakery used to bake people cake for them.
That's right.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's
true,
another
true.
fact.
Right.
That people in the communities, especially Newtown had a lot of bakeries.
Right.
Roseau, you had Mr. Willie, that's on by AC Shillingford. You used to have one by Ballheads.
Ballheads, right.
I'm trying to remember where the other one on Bath Road.
You had
Not Bath
one,
Road, on Independence Street.
You had one
by Steve.
You had one opposite to Ballheads and them, where you had Prevo Cinema. Prevo with the
Prevo Cinema.
Not Prevo Cinema. Where you had Prevo had this chicken business where he was selling the food. Where Patrick Johnson.
Yes, but that's
over.
That would have been a long time. That would have been but I never saw that functional.
In my time.
I never saw it functional because at that time the Julians owned that place, and that place was always enclosed. Yeah, you know. So yes, you find that the Ruby Rich wine was the master wine.
To soak your
and you put in, you buying like 3 bottles of Ruby, and every week you're somebody buying the fruits and even in that raisins, just name the fruits. And they have that in the
soaking in the wine,
soaking in the wine in the drum, and when that soak, you're ready on the 23rd, the night of the 23rd. Children, no matter where they come, where they're from, where they are, wherever they have to go, they have to forget that. So they have to come home, and your mother put in the sugar, the butter, and my brother, you have to beat that. You have to beat that.
Until
you have to beat that. And your mother passing.
And tasting it.
Your mother passing, and she's telling it's still too
grainy,
hard,
too
grainy. It's still grainy.
You got to beat it still.
You have to beat it still. And in those days, there was no, what do you call them?
No
mixers.
No
mixers.
Your hand.
You have to use your hand with a big spoon and beat that. Tap. Half an hour you there, mother passing. Yeah. In between, you're tasting the sugar and the butter to see if that's ready. And you're saying, boy, that's not ready, boy, because I'm in trouble.
You still have to beat.
Still have to continue beating. Until maybe after 45 minutes, ready, breaking egg. And not just break egg. You have to take out the white in the egg. You know, that will give a technique to take out the white in the egg. Good evening, caller. Good evening, caller.
Yes, Cecil. It's Tony. It's my program. I love it. Let me tell you, you all does not remember the shop of the Malawi in Roseau was what shop?
In my area was Zabo.
No.
No. In your area?
In Roseau.
Hold on, don't tell us. Nassif?
No.
Don't tell me again. On Kenya Avenue, right?
In Roseau, Cecil.
In Roseau. I know there was, but not Bobo, not Boise.
Not Jojin?
Not Boise, not Cecil Hector.
Okay, I give all enough time.
Yes, tell me.
Gabriel, Cash and Carry.
Oh, I would never get that. On Old Street.
Right.
Gabriel, but that had a century. That place had a century.
Right. Well, later.
There's just a rum there, some kind of rum there.
But later he converted it.
He came a Pentecostal.
He became
a...
And he became a Pentecostal. He called it the Angel Shop.
Yes. Gabriel.
Yes.
Gabriel.
Cash and Carry. Gabriel Cash and Carry.
Feeding their people is their business.
Boy, yes, that was the film. That's the film.
Yeah,
feeding their people is their business.
Cents.
Yes.
Pound of sugar, 35 cents.
You could get cod fish, you could get smoked herring, you could get pink gel cochon. Just name it.
Name it. And when you people go and make their message by Gabriel, it will come out good, their bottle of oil.
Yes. For people who are wondering where we're talking about, Tony, for people who are wondering where we're talking about,
everything. Yes.
For people who are wondering where we're talking about, where Annette Centilla is on Old Streets.
On Old Street, right
where the Muslim is there.
Right.
That building was right between there. That's where that place was. That was the brother of Louis Gabriel, of Josephine Gabriel and company.
You're correct.
That is Gabriel. That
Yes.
was our Pomanewe shop in Dominica, Roseau.
Thank you.
Tony, I forget that, Tony. Thank you. And everybody's going to buy there.
Yeah, everybody.
Thanks, Tony.
Feeding the people is my business.
Feeding the people is my business.
Yeah,
Yes, I see him. He was a fella like, boy, Mr. couldn't walk, man. Mr. used to walk slow.
Yeah.
You know? And his brother was Louis Gabriel.
Yeah.
You know? And Mr. used to really help the poor
people.
in terms of the prices. I mean, you have rum from all kind of rum, all kind of cask rum. I seen them facing the window area.
That's right.
You know?
No, Cecil. The thing about
No, we're talking about the cake.
The cake. We had the what I call the foyer de feu, where
Yes.
it's like a stove. You have 3 or 4 burners, but it's out of concrete. Because people at the time some of us couldn't afford stove, so we build our own stove.
Hold that fort, eh? Good evening, caller.
Hey, Cecil, but next to it was Marikaram, just a little lower down.
Oh, yes.
Marikaram.
Marikaram was lower down, yes. Marikaram in the corner where that place is now. That party, what do you call them again? That's selling the party shack. Party shack.
Yeah.
The party shack was at
Right,
Marikaram, right there.
Yeah,
Right
that's
there.
for sure.
And thanks, man, for that.
Thanks.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah, Marikaram was right there.
What's he used to sell, huh?
Marikaram is like a shop. So people from
yes.
from Soufriere, not Grand Bay, Soufriere, Scott's Head, Point Michel, they used to be going there and do quite a lot of shopping.
Right.
Where you see the Garway Hotel is right now, there was another place. I'm trying to remember the place.
Right. But that was where Ayub Dib was, close to that.
Ayub Dib?
The big fella, the big...
Yes,
yeah.
no, Ayub Dib was higher up.
Higher up, right.
Ayub Dib was higher up.
Okay.
No, Ayub Dib was on the other side. Ayub Dib was on the other side.
Good.
Yes, so you're right, And we were talking about the cake mixing. So when according to the amount of cake you're going to make, you have to have a certain amount of eggs.
Eggs, yes.
And you have to your mother's not easy, So they're telling you now to put the egg. After you put the egg, you have to beat the egg. After you take out the white. So if you're making a 1 pound, they're giving you 6 eggs to beat. And then after you beat the egg, you have to come back again and put flour to beat that. And then you put in the raisin with the wine in that, and unipo batsa. That's more than an hour, more than an hour work for 1 pound of cake. And your mothers and them is to survey you if in the event that you put your finger
inside it.
But you're watching them well. When they turn, you put your finger inside of that and you tasting that. So I think your quality goo.
And not only that, when they put what they have to put inside the tin, the rest that remain, you want it.
No, remember they used to put lard around the tins, tingative lard,
so that it doesn't stick.
So it do not stick, either lard or butter. But most of them they put in lard.
That's right.
And for us, we want to put in lard because lard was made out of pig.
Okay.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know.
Yeah, man. People. That's why I think they stopped using lard because people get so conscious about lard. Lard, the lard is made out of
pig grease.
Pig product.
Okay.
And so we stopped using lard and we're using our butter. Good evening, caller.
And so we stopped using
Good evening, caller.
Yes, lard is made out of pig fat, yes.
Yes.
But you don't know how much time you have to wait. Everybody that don't beat sit down there waiting for that cake mix for you to lick.
Boy.
You one getting the spoon, one getting the that, one getting the boy. That was the best time for you to wait for you to lick that, boy.
And it could be midnight.
That's good, eh?
It could be midnight.
Yeah, boy,
waiting.
that could be nice.
Yes. Those days, you're seeing children doing
You
that
don't
at
care
all.
what time you're waiting for that boy to lick it.
Yes.
You want to lick.
Yes, boy.
Now they have machine beating the cake.
Oh, and they have the premix.
And they have the premix now.
The premix, you just go. You buy your
thanks.
You buy your premix and you throw it in.
Yes.
And you have your cake.
And you have your cake now.
So you don't even have to.
No, people still do cake in the traditional way.
I know, but they still have the quick mix.
Yeah.
So you don't have to.
And then now, while that is happening, let's take the call quick. Good evening.
Good night again.
Yes.
Your last caller just teased me to call, Even Angie tell me to call again. We just make the fruit cake, aka Jamaican black cake, right?
Mhm.
And me, I am 55 years old. And every year I still lick the pan, Remember when Mommy used to make the cake?
You still licking the pan?
I still lick the pan just a while ago. Brains, I just lick the pan when we finish mix the cake. I'm 55 years old and I still doing it like
Of
a
course.
child.
Yes. You have to do that. Memories.
Man. You licking pan.
It's tradition. That's a tradition.
It's tradition. That's
Tradition.
culture, man.
Tradition.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, now, how you know the cake good? How you know the cake?
But
how
you,
the cake is ready?
You know what our parents used to do?
What they do?
They used to
What are
take
they
a
doing?
cocoa and they sending it down the cake. And if when you send it down, it comes out with no flour or nothing.
The cake
The
is
the
ready.
cake ready.
The cake is ready.
You
Yeah.
check?
Okay.
They sometimes use a fork,
And check it.
and check it. But most times I would see my mother using a cocoa stick, clean that nice and so on, and she push that down.
You're correct.
And then when you do that, you'll know if that cake is
the
ready
cake is
for,
ready.
for delivery.
Okay.
And it is amazing, how we used to cherish our Christmas tradition. Good evening.
But Cecil, you remember Footland by
course.
by Jackson on the other side?
Yes.
Yes, Footland. Yes.
Yeah, man, Jackson. It wasn't really a shop, but it was like a little wholesale.
A wholesale. It was a wholesale. It was a
yeah.
wholesale.
Footland.
A little wholesale,
As a matter of fact,
and things-
before people think when you see Jackson on the other side, I want them to know it was adjacent to the Dominica Trade Union.
Yes,
So
exactly.
JC
the
Joseph,
trading and the-
JC Joseph used to be living there before.
His wife.
JC
Yeah.
Joseph used to be living there before, and when JC
Yeah.
Joseph left there, Foodland came there and had a wholesale downstairs.
You're
Yeah,
right.
It was
man,
it was the
I-
brother of
that's
Prevo.
clearly-
It was the brother of Norris Prevo.
Norris Prevo.
That is correct. That's correct.
Good history.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yes.
man.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. That's good information.
That's
you know.
good information.
That's good information. And so the traditions stayed with a lot of us, but I wonder if we are bringing those traditions to our children. And the making of the cake. I wonder how many children can make cake.
Right.
I mean, I think they're making cake.
Well, no. The tradition, some of the people, especially some of the old, well, we'll call it, persons in their 40s and beyond, probably transferring it. But as I indicated to you, right now, the young people don't have time, Cecil. Everything, they just go to the store. I've seen it already, where they go and they tell you they want that, and they just
But that's not the real cake, eh?
and they just make it fast.
That's not the real cake. The real cake is when you really take your time and do that.
Right.
And then you because the cake that is not real, you don't share it out. You don't send it out to people. You leave it at your home, and when people come, you give them a piece of cake. That's what happens.
But
So the real cake
you keep it
you
home.
make, you saying, okay, my cafe is 6. I'm making 10. One for Cecil, one for Skerrit, one for Billy, one for this.
And you call them, and the people call them, mon café bonbon.
Bonbon. Good evening, caller.
Yeah, but they got petrol, BNN. Don't forget, in terms of the cake also seems plenty nice and better because why? The egg
Essence.
was the original egg. You know that?
Yes, correct.
Don't think
Local
about that,
force.
because remember, me tell you, boy, them four used to work, do all the thing, but right now, them pullets don't work in. I don't know what's happening right now. But yeah, that's now before I roll out now.
Yes.
Just to hear that now, I remember little boy well until going up in those in tongue there. But now you can remember, I don't know what's happening. I don't know if them farmers disappear or them farmers are working at like before. But it's time we have a whole heap of food there, tanya, dashing, yam, potato, couscous. I don't see a lot of things there. I don't know what's happening. Planting, dashing. You remember them times?
Yeah,
But
man.
imagine when Chris shopping day come, I don't know like when shopping day come and then people sell. You having bag of food going at your house, you know. You see how much load of dashing, tanya. But no get it real. I tell that was the time, not now I telling you, I don't know if them farmers die. But seriously that now. You get a cool fine force already now.
A cool what?
A cool fine force. Boy,
that's,
man, stupid man.
But when you see your fair, your mother call you to mix the cake, and you want to play guan the 1 pound of the fine force have to tap it in your face.
Thank you very much.
Have to tap it. They melt quad pack and you
You get your flour.
and you get in your cool tap flour plop. You know what I'm
You
saying?
get your flour?
You have to get
Yeah.
your flour. You must get your
nothing-
flour.
And another thing again, you find now, not even perfume, having one to perfume efficient thing. I don't, but I tell you, there's a whole heap. That's why you see right now, all it has now is guns and shooting and malice. So, and you're up and running.
Yeah, all right.
I really like it.
Yeah. all right,
Okay.
Yeah.
No, Cecil, he made a point whereby you have to fian parfumer.
Yes.
So you have that on a drum,
Yes.
right? And you have to have the glory cedar to put over that.
Yeah.
You will parfume.
Hold on quickly. Good evening.
But Cecil, I heard you talk about the Ruby Rich wine. But do we remember, or I'm not sure, they used to use the VP wine also too?
VP wine. That they used to use VP wine,
but more the
but
Ruby.
VP wine wasn't sweet like Ruby.
Yeah, Ruby.
You know, they used
Okay,
to use
Ruby.
VP
Ruby.
for sure. They used to use VP, as a matter of fact, was even before the Ruby.
Yes.
If you remember,
Yeah,
Bill.
for sure.
Yeah, it was
I remember
before.
that, yes.
It was before. But when the Ruby came, it was a little sweeter,
Sweeter,
to
yeah.
go along with the sweet fruits.
Fruits, yeah.
Yeah. So I think the VP wine slowly slowly moved away. You know.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
But you know something that made me laugh?
Hmm.
Well, in the old days, when there was no what I call fridge,
Mm-hmm.
your mother would put the meat, the pig meat, on the
Galter
to what we call in local shishi.
to shishi, yes, to dry.
So while that is there, that pig meat making worms, little worms. So when you go upstairs there, you take your little ladder, you go up, you shout out to your mother. She send you up there. Boy, the meat not good. So she tell you, what happened to the meat?
That's
She
the best
say,
meat,
you see worms in the meat.
No boy.
So you tell the lady, you going for that? The lady shout out, if he's mad, you mad.
Oh, that's the best meat. That's the best meat, boy.
The lady, when you come downstairs with the meat, the lady hitting that, you know.
Yes, that's the best
for all
meat.
the worms
Yes.
to come out, and the lady hitting that up
I
again.
don't know why. I
mean-
I'm just saying that for real.
Yes.
I mean, at that time I was eating meat as a boy, so those meats for real.
When you have them on the house.
when you see you put them in the galter
Yes.
for a long time,
Worms.
it would have made worms. And when you think they would throw the meat, they say no. Because remember the galter always have like a fire
Right,
above it, you know. And they say no, just give me the meat.
Just give me the meat. Just
and
brush
they
that
do
off.
what they're doing, and they
knock that off.
and they prepare the meat.
Right with a broth maker.
I never know why. I wish someone would help us. You know,
Yeah,
and it was amazing to know how the life was. And today we complain about everything.
Everything, yeah.
I mean, today we have Christmas totally different.
Totally different, man.
DBS Radio is doing a program in reference to Christmas of today and yesterday. We're going through different parts of the communities in Dominica, and trying to identify, how every community used to do it. So that's a program that's going to be coming on DBS Radio soon for the Christmas season. But when we really look at the things that we used to do as boys and girls for that festive season, it was totally so different. On Boxing Day, I was saying so to somebody recently, trying to remember who, and I was having a conversation with somebody, and I told the person that on the 26th of December, we calling it Boxing Day now.
Yes.
But we used to say bazaar. We used to call it bazaar.
Okay.
Bazaar, and bazaar is a French name, and we used to have bazaar. Boxing Day, yes, it's Boxing Day, but you used to have bazaar, and in the bazaar you'd go and buy things, that's like a feast. It's like a feast,
like a big fair.
A big fair, buy
But-
things.
But let me tell you, whilst we talk, on Christmas Day, before Christmas, you must make your sorrel.
Yes,
You must have your sorrel.
the Sunday, if Christmas,
So you have 2, 3, 4
like a
bottles of
week
sorrel.
before Christmas.
Yeah, you must make your
You
sorrel.
must make your sorrel.
Your
You must make your
ginger beer.
ginger beer.
You must have
And make your ginger beer had to have clove,
clove.
rice,
Right.
and it had to be, I think, white sugar they were using.
Yeah, your ginger beer must be there.
Your ginger beer had to be there.
So you have your sorrel,
Mm-hmm.
your ginger beer, your cake.
And hold on, in the ginger beer, they used to use the Gordon's gin bottle.
That's right.
They used to love using the Gordon's gin bottle for the ginger beer.
Your
So
ginger.
so you have ginger beer.
Your sorrel.
And as we're saying sorrel, Hartley, you know the sorrel of today, we drink that every day and we don't see no need of drinking sorrel for Christmas.
Boy, that sorrel for Christmas was a special
It's
sorrel.
a special sorrel.
In fact, I'm not seeing the kind of sorrel now, and Rivanika just spoke about it. That was a special sorrel, you know. That sorrel used to be dark.
You know why? Because we used to plant our own sorrel.
Sorrel, yeah.
Today we buying sorrel from all over.
Right.
And we're making sorrel juice. And we call it a local juice, you know, today.
Right.
When you ask them for local juice, they tell you sorrel.
Sorrel.
but the truth about it is, in those days, you would boil the sorrel. You know, you peel it. Because let me tell you, you have to have gloves. You remember you taking it has some kind of
you
prickles on it, but you used to clean it,
shred it
up, and rinse it out.
That's correct.
And put it in water and boil that.
Right.
The same thing with ginger.
Right.
You come back in a while. Good evening. Good evening.
Sheffield, as you talk about the gin bottle, what was the real motive, the real reason? Because as you said that they just raised my by my old queen used to make ginger beer. And there is all other bottles, but by all means it's a gin bottle. What was the I myself don't know. I just let me ask you if somebody can help us. What was the reason for putting the gin bottle?
The name is gin.
No, but you see, he's asking about the ginger beer. Ginger beer.
Right.
All right? But not gin.
No, but since it's a gin. So I believe my mother had that because my father used to drink a lot of gin.
No,
everybody. Her ginger beer was in a ginger beer.
Everybody used to. Most persons that I know of, they used to use the Gordon's gin bottle for the ginger beer.
Not the small one.
No, not the small one. Not the small one. And for the sorrel, we used to use the whiskey
bottle.
The whiskey bottle. The one with the long mouth.
The long mouth. Yes.
You know that we used to use that. And I never understand why.
Why?
I never understand.
They had a reason, but that ginger beer itself had to be of a certain, what I call potential. It had gonna be a weak thing. That's strong, man. When you drink that,
what's one? The
ginger beer.
Oh my God! I mean, first of all, you have to
grate
the ginger beer, and you have to. In our time, we have to put it in water, let it overnight.
Yes, that's correct.
Overnight. And after it overnight, we boil in it.
Boy, that was strong.
And we put a little rice in that. We put a little clove in that. And brother, when we boil that water with the ginger beer, you leave in the cover on it. The cover must stay on it until it gets cool. So everything, so all the ginger, those days, people doing ginger beer, as they finish it, they want to prepare it. You have to let it settle. And that's what gives you the taste. You have to let it settle.
The aroma, man.
And when that happened, you put your sugar and then you put it aside in the fridge. If those of us who had fridge, and you put it in the fridge. Those of you who do not have fridge, it doesn't spoil.
Put it in water.
Put it in water, in a bucket of water. It stays cool. And you used to do your ginger beer, you used to do your sorrel. I don't know another juice you used to do.
Well, I know in my time, since my father was in the packing shed, he
Grapefruit.
would have grapefruit.
Grapefruit.
So we had grapefruit. We used to have orange.
Grapefruit,
so
orange.
We have orange juice or grapefruit juice or ginger beer or sorrel.
I still feel that there's another one that we used to. Eggnog used to be done on the day of Christmas.
And your shodo.
And your shodo used to be done on the day of Christmas. Somebody may want to help us with that one. Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, Cecil. The signification of the ginger beer is because of you see the gin bottle?
Yeah.
It is more presentable in it.
Okay.
They used to take out the label of the gin on top of it. Right?
Right, that's correct.
Right. And it was looking more presentable.
But the bottle, Tony, the bottle used to write gin, Gordon's gin on it, Even after when you remove the paper, the bottle itself used to mark Gordon's gin.
That's right.
Gordon's gin, yes, but it was looking more presentable. And then my auntie used to sell ginger beer. I'm sorry, this is Beatrice. And she would always tell you the short bottle is the ginger beer and the long white whiskey bottle is the sorrel.
That's correct.
Yes.
So that is why, that's how I did it from her.
Yes. Well, all these
When
elderly
you-
people, Tony, all those elderly
Uh-huh.
people,
Had a
they had a
tradition.
tradition.
They had a
Yeah,
tradition.
and we just dropped that
Because
tradition.
remember, these people, they could not read as now.
Yes.
And they were marking their thing in their way they wanted it. So they know it was the bottle, the gin bottle is for the ginger beer, and then white bottle, it was the white horse, white whiskey or
Yes.
something like that.
Yes.
For the sorry.
For the sorry.
Sorry, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
'Cause I used to be selling liver, and that's how I learned it.
Yeah.
That's how I learned. But right now, we modern, so everything in it.
Yeah.
But it was more presentable at the time.
Uh-huh.
At the time, it was more presentable.
That's correct. Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks, Tony.
And you in the ginger beer, yes, we used to make it with we used to sweeten it with white sugar.
Right.
But you would sure get the taste of the clove.
Yeah.
You'd sure get the taste of
A
the
little
clove,
taste of the-
and you'll see the rice. And I don't know if it's the rice that's making it get white.
Yeah, but that was white and strong.
But the ginger beer was white and strong.
Strong.
Just using the rice in it, man. It was amazing. The sorrel, we used to put a little clove also
Inside the sorrel.
inside of the sorrel. So that was one of the, I don't know if it's a preservative, I don't know, but we used to do that. And you had to do all of this on the 24th.
Yes.
And still, I don't know if the hours were long, and still your parents would get the opportunity to go to midnight mass. After they come from midnight mass, go to dance, and after they come from dance, the probability, because they would have put on their curtains, they had to come back in the kitchen. I don't understand. They always had to be long. Good evening.
Yeah. With the ginger beer, you would make your ginger beer with whatever you want to make it with. Like ginger beer, you grate your ginger beer, you boil the water, you pour on top of it. You must give it at least of clove. And you must give it rice. And you have to cut a yellow line.
Oh, yes.
Not a green line.
Yeah, the skin.
A yellow line.
Yeah.
And squeeze it
Yes.
and leave it and cover it there.
Mm-hmm.
You cover it with a cloth or white cloth or something clean.
Uh-huh.
You shake it too much. Because
Yes.
when you shake it too much, it make a little.
Yeah.
And when you pour it out of the cloth was a flour bag.
Yes, the white flour bag.
White flour bag.
Nelson flour bag.
To strain it.
Yes, right. You strain it and you make it and you make it with white
sugar.
So I said, when you see you drink a ginger beer, you only drink one.
But Tony, we can bring that back. We can bring that back.
And bring that back. Very interesting.
Yes, we can bring it back.
Very
Yes, we can bring it back. You see, people just have to learn how to do it. It's just like this sorrel. You cut your sorrel, you clean your sorrel, you cut your sorrel, you boil your spice, a piece of ginger and whatever, and you pour it on top of the sorrel. I see people boiling sorrel. He doesn't boil sorrel. You pour the hot water on the sorrel, and then you just cover that deal. And you leave that there for 2 days.
Yes, I.
So see, when you come and drink sorrel, more you drink it, more you want to drink it. The more you drink it, and that time some people, you see now, people were not buy mass tea. People making their own
mass. Oh, their own bread for Christmas, yeah.
For Christmas,
yeah. People used to make their own bread for Christmas.
That's
yeah.
correct.
That's correct, Tony.
It's mass tea. So when you have your sorrel, who wants sorrel or ginger beer, your piece of ham, a little baked beans, your piece of... Who had a better breakfast than your Christmas Day?
What about I didn't hear anybody talk about your bacon.
Yeah, of course, well, you could put bacon if you want to, but you have ham, so you don't want bacon.
Bacon at that time.
We was local. We was local. We didn't know about bacon at that time. You don't want ham. You slice the ham well, and you put the bam on the
side, you put a nice 3/4 piece of mastiff, your glass of
And
ginger,
Tony, people tend to think the ham we're talking about used to be ham we buy in Master Pans, you know. It was ham from the pig you just finished killing, you know.
Yeah, didn't know it was, but no, but we were getting
And
ham
those
from
of
the
us
boat.
that get ham from the bay. That was different. Yeah, many people got their ham from.
I wasn't buying ham. My mother
Yes,
wasn't buying ham.
right,
I was
so-
poor.
Yeah.
But when Christmas, we must have ham at all.
Well, we bought our ham.
Before we was poor.
We bought our ham from
And
T.D.
we laugh.
Shilford.
My mom will never buy ham this place.
The country people when the country people
on the boat.
Yes, but the country people used to get their ham from the
When
killing of
you
the
had
of the
like
pigs and so on.
Gabriel,
Yeah.
By Gabriel, this place is there. You should get your ham. Yeah.
Yes.
And my mother make her mastiff and she take the say figure and she put underneath the mastiff and you push that in the my mother by her school by singer.
Yes.
Talking
Yes.
about
Yes.
and you push that in that gas so.
So Tony, the places that the people in the Lakou used to buy their stoves
Was by
by
Singer.
Singer, by Astafans, by Raful, and
Yeah.
there's another place, you know, it's a fourth place. By Singer, by Astafans, by Rafuls,
By Rapper, but we should more get a brand mark. It's
Singer, by Singer.
That's right.
Singer machine. Yeah, by Singer machine. Yeah.
Singer machine.
Yes.
The gas
As a matter of fact,
stove,
my mother bought her first gas stove, 4-burner, by Singer machine.
Singer machine. Okay.
by Singer machine.
I
My
seen
mother
the
machine
sign
was by
on the
Singer.
left-hand
Yes.
side saying Singer,
Singer.
Voila.
and that was strong.
Very strong indeed.
That lasted
was
years, more than 20 years.
I cannot remember the man, the man and the lady.
Mr. Fingal, Mr.
Mr.
Fingal.
Fingal. Mr. Fingal.
Fingal.
Yes, Mr.
Voila.
Fingal.
He have the house up there by the hospital.
But Batter was Mr. Liebert.
Mr. Liebert.
Right, good, yes. But these people, they're Mr. These people, they were Singer, they were nice people.
Mr. Fingal was a nice
They
man.
used to give you your credit. They used to give you credit, you know, your stove, your
Yes.
thing, you know.
Yes.
And every time you come in and pay them little by little. You know, these people there, they were, I don't know, these people, they were godly people.
And mark you, that place was right next to the Four Corners. For persons who wondering,
Exactly.
where the red store is, where Eunice's wife has her red store.
Right.
Yeah, that's where it used to be.
Inside.
That's the first place it used to be.
Just by
And then after
Digicel.
Parish William.
Yeah.
Parish
Opposite
William.
Digicel, or opposite.
Yeah, but at that time we didn't have Digicel. We had Paris William.
No, Paris was on the
On the
opposite
opposite
side.
side, yes.
That's where Paris was. But you had the band, huh? Yes,
15.
Yes.
Listen to me.
I'm listening.
You stand up in the middle of the road. Where Unit's wife has her store, that is their singer house.
I know that. That's what I just said.
Opposite was Paris William.
That's
Hold on. Let's
Mr. William.
hold on.
He had these children.
Hold on.
He had Roger
Tony,
and
Tony,
his children there.
Tony, hold on a
Yes.
while. Let's tell people the proper opposite. Opposite east of Singer was Paris Williams.
That's right.
Because there's another
Voila.
opposite.
No.
There's another opposite. No, there's another opposite which is
Yes.
north. Sorry,
North.
which is south.
Which is so.
South would be across the road where the band used to be, where Digicel
The
is
boys-
now.
the boys
so,
and them.
so right, so
Your
let us.
boys
So,
and them was
so
playing.
where
Boys and them.
where now the Chinese has the business place. That's where Paris William was. So it was opposite
Yeah.
there, right?
But I can even give you a closer. They are neighbors to Pips.
Yeah, neighbor to Pips, right?
Pips and there.
Yes.
On the other side where the lady had the shop.
Right.
Right. And the Andrews.
Right. They were not neighbors. They were neighbors adjacent to them.
Yes.
They were at the back of them.
In the
They
Lakou.
cooking food there.
That's
Yeah,
At the
right.
back of them.
That's correct.
That's right.
That's
That's
very
correct.
correct. We all correct.
Right.
We're all correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I from Roseau.
Yeah.
I don't promote
All right.
Right. I from Roseau.
Thank you,
Because,
Tony.
you can recall when Mr. Earl Johnson had golden fried chicken
Yes,
Right.
of course. That was yesterday.
in the four corner there.
Yes.
When it's
Pe-
Christmas
by
time,
Peles.
get people to go and get money.
Peles is there now. Peles.
Yes.
Tony,
It
before,
has been
Tony,
the-
Tony, before you go, someone says, Tony, you sounding like you're so old. You know so much things. I knew Mr. Maybe you want to say I knew Mama Margaret. The person who want to say I knew Mama Margaret. And where is your sister Julieta? Julieta is in St. Martin.
graduated in St. Martin.
Yes.
But I'm not old then. I'm 65 years old. I'm not old.
Yeah, you're old.
Tony, sometimes I tell people, right, Tony, that I mean, you're just a few years older, you're 3 years older than I do. And I tell people that you and I were in a fire together, and some persons don't believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
And they take us and send us across the wall by my Winston side there.
Yes, yeah.
I was in Burnhouse.
Yeah.
They had some little shanty towns there. People were staying there. Other people were staying.
Yeah, little long houses.
Philip man, my mother and me Kokochi and
right.
One day that
don't sell out the secret now.
That same day of the fire, Tony. That same day of the fire, my mother and Philip man was in the dance across the road, and Margaret was waiting for him.
So it's like what? It's
yes.
like we know it's history.
Yes.
It's history. Because my mother had to go and meet Philip man, because my father was abusing my mother with alcohol.
Yes.
And Philip man, maybe he could do something and tell Margaret tell my Julian, to my Margaret, and
then Philip man saying that,
yes, so my Margaret
and Gladys house have you did take to by même place,
and they more partners.
Yeah, they were good buddies. They were good buddies.
Very interesting.
Boy, so you know, we know the history of Roseau. I don't want people to tell me about Roseau.
Yeah.
I can walk Roseau, right?
Yeah.
It's just that we didn't hard for us to get a piece of Roseau.
Yes.
My family didn't want people to buy a piece, like everybody come and buy a piece of Roseau.
That's correct. Yeah.
Right.
And that's those days Roseau was going cheap.
We know Roseau. We from Roseau. I was born and bred in Roseau.
Yeah.
I went to teacher school after mixed infant school. Then I went to the Roseau Girls School. Then I went to the Chateau Roseau Boys.
Yes.
Okay, so you know.
It's like, I know where I come from. I know where I started. But you see, that program there is one of the best programs. Trust me.
Thank you.
Lakou Christmas there, I love it.
Yeah.
If I lie down there, I operated my eyes, I lie down, but I can listen to it and I talk in.
Yes, man. Yeah.
And it's giving me a strength. That giving me a strength, man.
Yes,
Trust
man.
me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Very interesting.
Okay,
so yes, I just want to answer the person. Yes, that is the same singer that was transferred from Great George Street to
the other street,
Kennedy Avenue. Yeah, so that's the same singer.
With Mr. Fingal.
With Mr. Fingal, yeah. Mr. Fingal and his wife. Yeah, they were really, really, really nice people. They gave the ordinary man that opportunity to have a machine and to have a stove.
That's good.
You know, they did that. And I just want to say to the family of Mr. Fingal, thank you for what you have done for the ordinary people. Not just ordinary people of Roseau,
but the country.
But the country people used to come down to Roseau and buy Quady by singer, you know. Yeah. So people like that. So when people think it's Cots and these people who started giving Quady and so on. No. Fingal started doing that a long time ago, you know, and they really helped the ordinary people. But you know, next thing, I think we should try to do next week is to talk about Christmas of today.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we need to talk about Christmas of today, because growing up, the politicians were not the Christmas makers.
We were the makers.
We were the Christmas makers. You know, family was the Christmas makers. Right. And so I think next week we should try to talk about, you know, the transformation of Christmas.
Right. But one of the things that leading into the tradition of our Lakou Christmas was that the fact that everybody in Roseau and its environments, Goodwill, raised animals. So you either had a pig, you had a sheep, or you had a goat, or you had a cow.
Yes.
So everybody had an animal waiting for Christmas Eve to come for slaughter.
So I know in River Street, Upper River Street.
What all you had?
Me? We never.
What all your family?
No.
We had a pig.
When we were in Bath Estate, we didn't have pig and goats and this. We had fowls.
Well, my father had a pig.
No fowls. We had fowls.
We had a pig in the yard. The name of the pig was Lovelace.
Okay.
We had ducks.
Let's go to the telephone quickly. Good evening.
Cecil,
Yes, Tony.
it's me again. We have to give the people their flowers while they're alive. I have to out and listen to you and then come back on again. You were talking to Mr. Fingal and then telling them thank you and their family for what they did to the poor people. Can you remember Annette Sentile? That lady is a godless lady.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
In time of Christmas, Cecil.
Yes.
That lady is to help poor people, give people things to sell. Mrs. Sentile and Conrad Sentile wife, Annette Sentile. These people, they help people. People like this is Flossie Joseph. Flossie has a shop in Roseau. Give people credit. They help people. They did a lot for people in Roseau. So we cannot forget those people. Not because today those big butcher come out and give them and do what they want. But those people there, they will be for.
Yes, they would be pioneers.
Yeah.
Cecil Hector. Mr. Cecil
My
Hector. My bass. Voila.
Yeah.
These people, they help poor people.
Yes, that's correct.
My mother was one that get help from these people there. And I will never forget that in my life.
Yeah, that's correct.
May his soul rest in peace, Honorable Colonel Roland John, Patrick John. These people there, Desiree, these people there, they help poor people. They give my mother a house in that state. These people there, they were for poor people. They were not more on military side. They were helping the poor. So we have to remember that. These are the things we have to remember. And then God bless them and God bless Desiree. Mr. John, may his soul rest in peace. My Flossie Joseph, may her soul rest in peace. How can we forget these people? How can we forget? It's just a lovely thing. Just that your time coming up for us to end the program. Yes. So may long live those that are alive. And asking God to bless those that die and open a way for them, bring them to heaven because they help poor Malawi. It wasn't people that was just there to make money on people. It's to see people do what they had to do. Thank you and good night.
Thank you. I think that's a nice way to almost conclude.
Yeah.
To say thank you to this kind of people.
Pioneers, yeah.
Yes. Mention of Flossie Joseph. I mean, Flossie gave a lot of people credit that maybe never came back and paid them. And they never made that a big force, you know. So you need to say these people in Flossie Joseph and Mr. Joseph.
Right. I want to call a man who did a lot, I know, for poor people too. I mean, when they couldn't really afford, he made them happy. And he's gone. Wadi Astafan.
Oh yes.
How can we forget him?
I thought of him a while ago while you saying that.
Wadi was very good to poor people as well.
Yeah, Wadi. And at that same period of Wadi Astafans, he used quite a lot of Isa.
Yes.
To really help the ordinary people
right.
of Dominica. And these people mustn't be forgotten. I mean, you cannot forget them, you know. So you're right, Wadi Astafans and the lots.
The lots.
So you have Wadi, and you heard of Annette Sentile. Mabas.
Right. Another guy we must not forget. He did his best to help poor people too in his own way. T.D. Shillingford.
I didn't know much about T.D.
But I knew because he was a very good friend of my father. His store was right where Raffoli's in King Joseph Street. So he helped poor people to an extent. So these are the pioneers, Cecil. This was how we knew Christmas at the time.
And even during the Christmas period, you know, thinking about it, soft drink was an in thing.
Oh yeah.
Soft drink was an in thing.
Oh, you must have.
Outside of the fact that you are making your own local drinks.
No, you have to bring your.
You have to buy Coke.
Coke.
Those Coke was in the breakable bottles. And in a wooden crate.
A wooden crate. Your juicy.
And a lot of people do not know where Orchard has her snack it.
Oh, that was an outlet.
That was an outlet. That was a depot of Josephine Gabriel.
Right.
You know, a lot of people do not know that. And good evening. Yes.
But What time Jupini coming now?
Jupini?
Ah,
Boy, but Jupini came in late, you know.
Jupini came in late.
okay.
I think
But
Jupini
yeah,
came
that
in late.
now.
Mm.
But yeah, that now. You can remember the thing is that about the gin and the sorry, right? I know for a fact my mother to tell me personally. Is gin and whiskey bottles up and running at the time. But you find now, sorry, always finishing first in the out. And the ginger always there.
Yeah, okay.
So when you put the big bottle of ginger now, you find it stable. When you put them whiskey bottle, it always finishing. So it's like people more love the sorrel than the ginger itself. So that was one of the maybe one of the incidents why they was more using the ginger bottle to put the gin. But anyway, good program. And what Tony said, they're making sense well into the sorrel, you know. People don't have right to boil sorrel well into the boil the resources.
Yes.
And maybe you could put it in the pot when it boils and cover it as you say, right? So you have to make it up and run again and listening. Good program, that bless up.
You know something we forgot?
What's that?
Punch.
Rum
Lime
punch.
punch. People used to make lime punch, the local lime punch.
Okay.
People used to make the local lime punch. Not
The
much,
coconut punch?
not much coconut punch, but people used to make a lot of lime,
Lime
punch,
punch, okay.
in those days. Good evening.
So
Yes,
Jupini don't come late, you know. Jupini come late in the hardware business.
Okay.
But they were always selling cloth on the next
Yes.
side.
On the other side, you're right.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
you're
They don't
very
come with a
right.
point.
By batter on the other side there. Yeah.
That is correct.
Oh yes, in that
little-
green
in
that
you-
green door.
That green door. Yeah,
That
you're
green
right.
door.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Opposite Pirates.
Pirates.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
yes,
The
yes.
cloth, yes,
They used to
you're
send. They were hardware.
They were hardware.
There was a
Yes.
hardware, and the cloth came
Yeah.
after.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
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 my
yes.
brother.
I remember that door. But I
But
remember
yeah,
that.
still there. Yeah, yeah.
I remember that, like, as Billy Tanks was saying that,
Yeah,
you know.
Billy, you're right.
Because I remember that place like yesterday, as
Yeah,
Billy
right,
said
right.
that.
Billy's
You
right.
enter one door and you
And
come out
out the
another
other
door.
Billy's right.
Yeah,
You're right. You're
close
right.
to Batter there, next
When
to
you-
Batter.
When you wanted to get your Christmas thing, it's either Red Store or Jupini.
Or Jupini, for you to
you
go
get
for
your cloth.
no, I'm talking about there by Jupini there.
Right.
It was a hardware.
Well, I knew them as well when they used to be selling cloth.
Okay.
They sold cloth as well.
So I was saying to you that we forgot even ginger beer. Oh, not ginger beer, sorry. Punch.
Punch, okay.
I mean,
Lime punch?
Lime punch is a very popular thing in those days. Also, the hard rum that you'd have to have at home. People used to have the serious white rum. Today, I see, and the rum that the alcohol that they used to have was Gordon's Gin,
Gordon's Gin.
red cap.
Red cap.
Well, not red cap. Sorry, red label.
Red lip. Well, I know they had. Used to have at the time Mongi rum as well.
Mongi rum. We used to have Bacatel. You remember Bacatel rum?
Bagatelle rum. Yeah.
Bacatel rum. They used to have Bacatel. That's the special.
This special.
The special rum. They used to have. There was a rum, a whiskey. You know, that is not a whiskey, a vodka. A vodka that they used to have in those
But
days.
don't forget all our French wines. We used to have them, or red one and a white wine.
Okay.
Remember, we got stuff from Guadeloupe too, because remember some people went to Marigala and some went to Guadeloupe.
Yes.
So a lot of us depended on our French wine as well.
Yes, we had a lot of French wine. Gidiweze.
Gidiweze. That's
Yeah,
where I hold that.
Gidiweze.
Gidiweze.
Yes. Unsweetened, no. Non-alcoholic
wine.
Wine.
So you mentioned Gidiweze. We had to have that too.
Yeah. Grapes wine then. Gidiweze.
So all these people like Iserling and those people who went to Guadeloupe brought their wines. And all those who went to Barbados brought their Mongi. And don't forget, we used to have Banks as
Oh yes, Banks beer. Banks beer.
Banks,
and that one from Jamaica. That beer from Jamaica. Red Stripe.
Stripes.
Red Stripe. Yeah.
But I remember very well we used to have the malt.
Before Heineken came in, we saw Banks beer.
Banks beer.
Yeah.
And the Banks malt.
And the Banks malt, yeah.
So this is what it is for us during the Christmas time. And don't forget, Cecil, you must have either your grapefruit juice or your orange juice. Because remember, at that time, Dominica was a leading producer
of lime,
of grapefruits
and lime and so.
limes.
No, we forgot records. So it was people used to have the turntable.
Right.
You know, with Jim Reeves.
Jim Reeves.
I mean, in those days, you had to hear Jim Reeves.
Pat Boone.
As you get up, Pat Boone, Jim Reeves. Nat King Cole.
Nat King Cole.
Martin what no?
Some of the names I can't
something
remember.
Martin, man. I'm trying to remember. But we used to have some real
Good songs.
You know? Or someone just told me, remind me, Mansion House Gin. Forget Mansion House Gin?
Oh, I can't
Or
remember.
Mansion Gin. Mansion House Gin.
I can't remember that one.
Yes, Mansion House Gin.
So, but everybody had their turntable.
Yes.
And you had your records.
And it's
you
either
played your
a
record.
45 or a food. I think that's what it's called.
Right.
45 or food.
So those were the days.
These were the days.
And then came the...
And on Christmas Day, you must hear Jim Reeves.
But you see...
Moss, Bunk and Campbell hear Jim Reeves.
But when you think about it, Cecil, just the other day we had tape recorders.
Yes, that's
playing,
finished long time.
And not finished now.
So,
boys, says we're coming to the end.
Yes.
My final comments.
Yes.
Well, I really enjoyed talking about Christmas in the Lakou, and it was a pleasure being there, and brought back memories that we must not forget our tradition, especially this time around. I putting on notice. I must have my sorrel, I must have my ginger beer, and of course, not forgetting my jus de raisin. So that's what I want for and my black cake. So all I want for Christmas is my black cake.
Well, what we'll do next week Sunday, we will speak of Christmas of today, how it is. We spoke about Christmas of yesterday. So the young ones have an opportunity to hear our experience or know of our experience. Right. And we're hoping that next week they will tune in and to tell us about their Christmas.
That's right.
Or we'll talk about our observation of their Christmas now.
Right.
And so we'll see again next week, Sunday, God Spare Our Lives. Next week at that time, St. Rochelle will have a new government.
Results, yeah.
And we'll be able to say something about the results of the last election like we did for St. Vincent. And I just want to wish us a speedy, wonderful, productive week as we get into the month of December, as we get into Christmas.
And we just came to the end of the hurricane season. That doesn't mean
today was the last day of the hurricane season.
That doesn't mean to say we must not still pay attention.
Yes.
And don't forget also that West Indies plays their first test
tomorrow.
Match tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. What time?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock?
I think it's 9, somewhere 9. I don't know if it's PM or AM.
I saw they called our Dominican folk.
Yes.
All right, so let's see what happens. So I just want to say to you, the many viewers and listeners, that will be with you next week, the same time, same place. And I'm happy that we were able to talk to you of our experiences, our life in the Lakou. Next week for sure, if God willing, we'll be here discussing, talking about our experience, the experience or experiences of today's Christmas season. It was really nice speaking to you all, and from my heart to yours, I want to say to you, stay strong, stay focused, and remember always, do something for the less fortunate. Do something so that God himself can not only do something for you, but can bless you. All the best. Have a very good night.
Nayaka said they were facing highly challenging rescue and reconstruction operations. More than 330 people are known to have been killed. And Barasan Etirajan says people were taken by surprise.
The intensity